friend of 25 years, actor extraordinaire, the GCJ himself, the SSAO champion of the world, Mr. JP Wolf. But wait, there's more. Before I ask my co-host how he's doing in that soothingly smooth ASMR-like sound, we have two very special guests today. We have both halves of the Hooked Up on Film podcast. They are Chicagonians through and through, and one of them once called me a Yankee fan, infuriating me nearly to the point of homicide. Mr. Tony Mazza and Mr. Adam, I forgot to ask your last name. How you doing, fellas?
Doing good.
Evening, Hans and JP.
Hello. Tony, good to see you again. Adam, nice to meet you officially.
Pleasure. That was a really bad Joker impression. I was debating between going the Batman grovel and the Evening Commissioner.
That was Joker?
I wish you would have heard me try to...
I know. It was so much better in my head.
It always is. I can't do voices either, so I feel you. Oh, I didn't pass out that time. A little behind the scenes, I almost passed out the first time. This was the second time we tried the intro.
I'm just glad to see you're okay. And
I almost did this time too. I'd take a breath in between.
I'll show you some theater school vocal training.
Yeah, I need it. Yeah, I guess my age is showing.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
But
me.
Yeah. I need like a Lamaze class or something. Well, we have our special guests on because today our feature presentation is the Nolan The Dark Knight. Specifically requested.
I love this movie.
Yeah, this is my all-time favorite movie. I've got lots of thoughts on this. I know you guys may only have a certain time to record, but I'm going to make this your longest podcast ever.
Well, you say that, but you're going to want. Well, maybe you're not going to want to sleep tonight because Adam will talk. He doesn't usually do this. This is a once in a lifetime deal. This is the movie, everybody.
This is the only reason I got into podcasting is so I can talk about The Dark Knight. It's the only I love this movie so much. All I do is want to talk about this movie.
So
to have this opportunity,
I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys did not do this when the Batman came out earlier this year, and it was actually saved available for me.
Because we don't do anything in order.
It worked out perfectly for me.
I told Adam if it wasn't available, I already have my flight tickets to New York, JP, to just try to get something worked out to make sure that you didn't. I appreciate this.
Yeah, this is my number 3 all-time favorite movie. I think it's the movie that I've seen the most in the theater, too.
Wow, that's very awesome.
I love this movie. This movie is great. From the first viewing, I was like, yep. This is in my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
The opening scene, 100%. You're just in. But before we get
into
that,
this was one of the rare movies where the actual showing exceeded my expectations because the trailers were incredible. I don't know if you guys remember the trailers. That first one dropped of you just hear that the Michael Caine, some men just want to watch the world burn. And then that Joker laugh at the very end. I was like, oh my God, this movie sounds incredible. And then the trailer shop, I'm super stoked. Saw it in IMAX opening day weekend. I was like, this movie's just incredible.
Oh yeah, badass, so good.
But before we get into all that, what have you guys been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week? Guess first. We'll start in alphabetical order. So Adam.
Man, I've seen so many TV shows. I mean, speaking of DC, Harley Quinn just finished.
So good, right?
That show is so good. I actually might like the show better than Dark Knight. The way they handle all the DC characters.
I haven't finished the last 2 episodes, but I love it so much. It's one of my favorite shows, probably of all time.
This season's incredible. Movie-wise, on our last episode, we ranked every single Darren Aronofsky film. So I had to watch Mother and Pi and Noah because I'd seen Pi before, but I forgot. So I was like, okay, I need an Aronofsky refresher. So I watched a bunch of them in a row.
What was the number 1?
Oh, wow.
Man, my personal vote was Requiem, but I got overruled from Black Swan.
Oh, Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've only seen Rec Room the once, and I feel like that's all you need to see it.
You don't invite family over for like Thanksgiving and sit around and watch such a positive classic.
Like an afternoon tea, come on over with some cucumber sandwiches and some Rec Room for a dream.
That's what his work it makes you feel. It makes you feel just happy. I've been personally, also, we talked about this week, which today is, I checked it out. I think it's the 28th anniversary of Shawshank Redemption. So 28 years ago today. So you're filming on,
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, and that's the connection to today. I'm also watching on Showtime, American Gigolo with John Bernthal.
It's great.
We love great.
Yes, the camera work, the music. Really good though. That's what I'm watching.
How about you, Jabe?
Nice. Yeah, American Gigolo is awesome. I just finished the 5th season of Cobra Kai this week. Cobra Kai is awesome. I don't know if you guys watched that. And then,
I had to bail once the kid like broke his back and then started fighting like 2 episodes later.
Because he's a badass.
He fell like 3 stories onto like a railing.
I see. That's why like our buddy Jimmy said the best thing about Cobra Kai. He said it's the best mix of nostalgia, awesome, and like pure cheese. And that's like what it is. It's like so fucking cheesy, but it's so fun. And then I started, while I was eating lunch, I just threw on Chef's Table. They came out with a new thing of Chef's Table for pizza. And I got a question for you guys. So the first episode, there's this famous pizza critic who wrote a book. He wrote like the definitive book on pizza. In a year, he traveled all around the United States and to Italy, and he had 1,000 pieces of pizza, different pieces of pizza in 1 year. What did he vote where is the best pizza in the world? Where did he vote it?
Did he vote Limonati's?
No.
Chicago?
No.
Was it
I don't know where.
No.
It couldn't have
Detroit.
been LA.
No. Phoenix, Arizona. Pizza Bianco in Phoenix, Arizona. The guy who started it is from New York.
Okay.
That's actually like a very famous pizza. Like I've heard of that guy.
Yeah.
That didn't surprise me.
Yeah. Best pizza in the world.
Does he have Little Caesars?
The square pizza.
I love a good $5 hot and ready.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, man. But that's kind of what I've been watching. What about you, Hans? What have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
She-Hulk. Still enjoy it. They're too short, but it's fun. House of the Dragon, of course. Andor came out. I love it.
I can't wait to watch it.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell the guy who wrote Bourne is like writing for the show.
Yeah. He doesn't really even know anything about Star Wars. Like, there's a quote of him being like, I don't really get into that crap.
No, he's like,
I like that though.
Yes. And you can feel it. Like, a lot of people complain that it's slow, but it's character development. Like, that's not something Star Wars does. But it's done so well. Like, not a lot happens in the first 3 episodes, but I was engrossed and completely in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one of the Gilroys, or I think they both wrote on it, was just like, can we have like police officer type dudes talking to a room to each other? Like, can I just make a show about that? I was like, sure, we just got to have this, wear them like these funny costumes, and you got to make sure they're on a space station. And Gilroy's like, fine, that's fine. Let's do it. Let's roll.
I didn't know the Gilroys were involved in it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember which Gilroy, he wrote Rogue One. And so now he's the showrunner.
Like, fixed it after the director out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
And then he had, and then he had his brother Dan come in. He's like, "Hey Dan, you want a job?" Disney's handing out checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just passing out dollars.
So if there's like a Nightcrawler episode of Andor, like I'm all in.
Diego Luna just gets really skinny and starts yelling at mirrors and killing Riz Ahmed, stuff like that.
Just like bug-eyed, like staring at Rene Russo.
Gosh, did you see the movie he did after Nightcrawler, Velvet Buzzsaw?
I was going to bring it up.
Oh, that movie was not good.
No,
I don't know how you guys felt about it, but
see, like the way you just like this is how I kind of see it. What the way it kind of like the cheesiness of it. It's not good, but if you watch it under the lens of ridiculousness, kind of like you were just talking about, what was the action movie that he said he didn't believe in?
Cobra Kai.
What? Yeah, Cobra Kai. The Falling. You're like, he's tough. To me, it's just another ridiculous version of Gyllenhaal. It's not as good as that, but how many times did you watch? Not that it matters, but did you watch it just the one time?
Velvet Buzzsaw, yeah, just the once.
Like I watched it I watched it like a lot. So like, not that means it's any better, but you know, it's
Tony's favorite movie is also Triple Frontier. So he just was like in the bag for Netflix.
I've never seen that.
You know what's hilarious? I don't even have a Netflix account.
That's not true.
Yeah, nobody actually does.
Actually, today, just because someone felt sorry for me because I don't have my account anymore, I was like, "Can I use your Netflix password?" He's like, "Of course."
Oh, I have 5 different profiles on mine. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I know.
I have 5 other people using mine. I don't know even who those profiles are.
We used to be friends. Now I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever.
Well, you know, I handed him my HBO, and then I was like, "Do you have all these other accounts?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, find them." And then he never did, and I'm like, "Well, I guess I'll just take Netflix." And he's like, "Yeah, I got Netflix."
I'm very liberal with giving that out, and I had given my Disney Plus to somebody, and then that was when they started to allow you to buy like movies early, like when Black Widow came out. Some asshole fucking bought it.
That's great.
And you can see how much they watched. They watched 5 minutes of it.
Oh,
cost me $30.
That's the best part.
Like if they just would have told me, I probably would have said, "Yeah, sure, do it. I don't care." But man, the audacity.
Fucking asshole.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I had to change my password for that one.
And to burn your trust on Black Widow too is just.
And then not finish it. They watched 5 minutes.
Yeah, jeez.
I was offended on so many levels. What else? I just recently received in the mail. I don't know if you all are familiar with comic books, but probably one of the greatest comic book artists out there right now, Alex Ross. He just put out a Fantastic Four book where he also wrote it, called Full Circle, and I just got that hardback, and I'm really, really excited to read it.
Nice.
It's beautiful. His art is so good.
It's great. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, just Google like Alex Ross Batman, Alex Ross Superman. It's like he has this awesome drawing or painting or whatever of Batman, and it's Batman from the back after he had just taken off the top of his cowl, and his back is just riddled with like scars and burns, and it's just like really badass.
Speaking of the Dark Knight, I mean that's really where Batman doesn't have any limits, and you see Christian Bale's back, and it's all looks like King Viserys. It's just full of open sores and pus.
Lesions. Him and his leprosy.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's about all I got. I'm kind of itching to get into this. You guys
Let's
ready?
do it.
Let's do it.
All right, then
Dive in.
let's get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
The Dark Knight from 2008, 94% for the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, and 94% from the audience, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Christian
What
Bale.
6% of people doesn't like this movie? Fuck those people.
Starring Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne / Batman, Heath Ledger as the Joker, Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent or Two-Face, Michael Caine as Alfred Pennyworth, Maggie Gyllenhaal as Rachel Dawes, Gary Oldman as the soon-to-be Commissioner Gordon, Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox.
Sorry
Great
to interrupt.
fucking
Just-
cast.
Yeah,
Great
94%.
fucking cast.
That's surprising. But yeah, this cast is. Plus, that doesn't include like Cillian Murphy has got a cameo. William Fichtner's got a cameo.
Scarecrow showed up. Polka Dot Man showed up.
In his first role. That's his first role.
Really?
David Des
Malchian.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. That was
Who's the guy from The Breakfast Club who's also the reporter?
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, he's in it. Eric Roberts is in this movie.
Yeah, there's a bunch of random like character actor little cameos. Debo, Tony Lister.
Debo. Oh yeah, he's the guy who throws.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Debo.
Richie Cox.
Yeah, that was Debo.
Debo.
Yeah.
You got knocked the fuck out.
That's
Holy
my
shit.
bike.
Who is he in that movie? I'm trying to. Is he one of Gamble's thugs?
He's in the ferry when he was like, give me the thing. I'll take it.
Yes.
You can tell people I took it by force.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what you didn't have the guts to, or you should have done like 30 minutes ago. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
All right, let's get into this. We start off. I mean, this whole opening bank heist scene is just so good.
Yeah.
All right, so have you guys ever been to Chicago or spent time in Chicago?
I have.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So The Dark Knight is like obviously filmed in Chicago, but it's like secretly like very easily a Chicago movie. And that scene where Joker is standing on the corner where you first see him, my brother actually lived in the building that like Joker's right in front of. It's like a block away from the Sears Tower, so it's like right in the heart of downtown.
Whoa, nice.
That's awesome.
And okay, so right before when we get in, we first after the window gets blown off, we see the Joker. And here's what I want to know. Who doesn't notice a guy with a clown mask just like chilling on the corner of the streets of Gotham?
Well, he wasn't wearing the mask till he gets in the van.
I know.
But
so
he had all the paint on.
He had all the, we clearly, because he takes it off later in the end of the scene. He has all the paint on. The guys in the van don't notice that there's a guy in clown makeup. Like, oh, that guy must be the Joker.
He puts the mask on as he gets in, because I actually watched for that this time, because I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, I don't know how Chicago is, but in LA, I'm just so used to seeing fucking crazy ass shit on the street that I just kind of just like, oh, there's a guy in clown makeup walking down the street. Okay, cool. Another Tuesday in LA.
Yeah, I just chalked it up to big city crazy people wandering.
No one has this gift of like, this movie is just cool. You don't need to understand the logic. And to me, that's just like one of those things. It's just like, who cares? It's just cool that like he's standing there and you see like him from behind and you see him holding the mask.
Yeah, I mean, I have some logic issues coming up, but
oh yeah, that's
I got a bus just chilling outside of a bank
about logic issues.
I got some things that grind my gears a bit. I think about this scene like a lot. Like I'll be trying to fall asleep at night, and just something about everyone was supposed to kill somebody else. Like if you're the first guy who's supposed to kill the alarm guy, like you're looking over your shoulder, right?
Yeah, this Joker's crew is like super cool with killing people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Snap. And by the way, the cops on his payroll, everyone just like super cool with like murdering judges.
Yeah.
And just like killing randos. Like, he's got the most loyal freaking people to work for him. Like, what a tight knit group Joker's got.
It's because Gotham's a cesspool.
And usually you see like you the safecracker is not in any movie you see with a safecracker. The safecracker is not going to just fucking straight up kill somebody, because that's what they do. They crack safes. They don't fucking kill people.
Like the German guy in the Zack Snyder zombie movie, who they also gave a movie to for some reason. That was good.
Well, just poor timing explaining what happened to the other guy right as you open the vault.
Yeah.
So he did a great one-liner. Funny, he told me the same thing.
Yeah, you gotta have eyes in the back of your head. Like you gotta be thinking. Like I can't be the only one that was told to do this.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I also have a weird soft spot for like bad guys that get killed like during. I don't know why. It always makes me sad. So I'm like, I can see getting roped into a heist and then getting killed. Like I don't know.
So I was like doing some research beforehand, and apparently Christopher Nolan is a huge fan of Heat. And you can definitely see the influence. Like, that'll come up a little bit later, but I mean, a bank heist to start off your movie is like, you can definitely see the Heat influences. And that's like, for the longest time, I was like, why is William Fichtner as the bank manager in this movie? He seems a little bit too famous. And then like, once I heard, oh, Nolan's a huge fan of Heat, he's like, oh, he needs to have a Heat reference.
Totally.
He might deliver my favorite line in the movie, where he's just like casually walking, shooting his shotgun. He's just like, you have any idea who you guys are stealing from? You guys are dead.
Super liberal with the shotgun.
Yeah.
He very obviously has a limited number of shots.
Yeah.
He gets the first guy shooting out at the window, but then it's just like willy-nilly with his shots. Like, bro, you only got a limited amount of ammo on you.
Yeah.
You have a shotgun.
Yeah,
you picked the wrong weapon.
He's not like Archer.
I mean, maybe that's why he's managing the bank and not like at Maroney's side. He's like, he's okay. Just have him manage the bank.
That's why he's not a bodyguard.
He's clearly fearless.
Great. If you liked Fichtner, he did a great interview on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast called Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Fichtner did a great interview, and he's just like one of those journeyman actors who just loves doing what he does and tells a lot of great anecdotes.
He's a great guy. Like, he shows up. It's like, oh yeah, that guy. Like, no one knows his name.
Yep.
He's on Chicago Sports Radio all the time out here. Probably like once a week almost. It seems like he's pretty popular.
Oh, nice.
Chicago parts.
I think my favorite role of his was Armageddon. It's one of the shuttle captains.
Oh, he's great.
You ever don't like him as the lawyer in Crash?
Oh, Crash! What a
you ever seen Go
movie? Go? Yes.
Go?
Oh, Go is awesome. I love Go.
He's good in Go.
Mm-hmm.
William, but just his name. We used to just Fichtner. It's awesome. He's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, this whole high scene's great. I don't know why I love when the bus backs up. He's just Joker just like casually sort of like skirting to the side. Like, it just drills that guy. And the driver, he doesn't really care. He's like, oh, that cat's not getting up.
So apparently to promote the film, they put this opening scene on YouTube, which was pretty new relatively new-ish at the time. And a buddy who I went to see the movie with opening day weekend was like, that movie was fine. Yeah, I saw the opening on YouTube before I saw the movie, and I was like, why would you do that to yourselves? Like, to not know anything, like you're just inundated with this incredible bank heist scene, like to ruin it for yourself. I mean just that's for shame.
That's kind of genius, because I would have been running to the theater after seeing that, because like you watch that, you're so in. Like, it doesn't. We talked about it may not make a ton of sense, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So like the fact that nobody notices that there's a bus just hanging out of the side of a bank, like, and it's able to cut in front of other buses as the Joker's leaving the bank.
Yeah, the timing of it rolling out is so good.
Like,
and all this like plaster and shit is falling off.
I like how it all falls off too, so then it just blends in. Like, there's not even just a little hanging out on top. Attention to detail, appreciate that.
Do you guys think that William Fichtner like got poisoned, that he died? Because I read somewhere online like Joker poisoned him, and I never interpreted that way. I interpreted that he was just like messing with him.
Yeah, he was just fucking with him.
No,
that was just a smoke bomb.
I think that too.
Yeah, I don't think he killed him at all. Okay, so they get away. He's got just duffel bags full of money. We get. I was really happy to see the Scarecrow again. He's so good.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy is fantastic. He's so great.
One of my favorites.
So like when I'm gonna like point out a lot of logic flaws, and it's because like I absolutely love this movie and I've seen it like 20 times. So like after the 20th time, like you just notice things, but like they're on like the 3rd or 4th floor of this parking garage, and the tumbler just like is able to crash in. How did it get up to the 4th floor when it's coming from outside? It crashes through and on top of the car.
Yeah.
And
by the that's a great point. Okay. That's a great point.
It's Nolan. He's like, this looks cool. It does look cool. Again, I didn't notice it's like the 15th time.
Why does Zack Snyder rule of cool? If it looks cool, story be damned. Logic be damned.
Why does The Dark Knight get to have character flaws, but like Cobra Kai couldn't?
Because Dark Knight's awesome.
Okay. All right, well, is Cobra Kai awesome?
No, you know what it is? Is to me, it's like,
I think it's awesome.
To make like a big budget movie, you're gonna have flaws. Like, you guys, do you watch like honest trailers or pitch meetings on YouTube?
I like pitch meetings.
Yeah, I think they're great. And like every big budget blockbuster is going to like have something for those guys to talk about. But to be able to do everything cohesively, like to make it where you're like, you turn off your brain and you just were able to like enjoy these logic gaps when you're in the theater.
That's what
I think Nolan is the master. Like when he does Inception, he's like, yeah, it's not like real logic, it's dream logic. And it's kind of like the movies. So again, I noticed this on like the 15th time, right? Like I'm not really noticing why does a tumbler come on the 3rd floor of a parking garage when I'm watching it in the theater, it's just like, oh, that's dope. Intimidate mode just blows up a parking garage. Like, I want to know what the insurance is like in Gotham City. It's like, can you imagine calling your Allstate insurance? Like, I just parked my garage. I was going to work. It was at night. So it's like, I'm going to go see a movie and Batman blew up my car.
I wrote Batman just has no regard for other people's property. He's constantly blowing up just civilians' cars and breaking things.
I bet auto body guys and like construction workers are just fucking rolling in dough. It's just like, oh, hey, Batman blew up another building, so I got another job for the next 6 months.
Well, I got this penthouse right under Bruce Wayne. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I own my own construction company.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a movie right there, Gotham Construction Company. And
I think that's the plot of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
They tried to make like a DC universe show about like the damage control people in Marvel, like their version of that was just like the people who clean up after all these giant superhero fights that leave messes in their wake.
You answered my question. Then it's because you like the movie. So all the movies
exactly.
All the movies that I've ever said that I liked that you said did not have logic, you said it didn't work. But I like that movie. So what's the difference?
Well, listen, you can watch Triple Frontier again while we watch the.
No, I'm talking about Roadhouse. I'm talking about you. You didn't. You said.
I never shat on Roadhouse.
You have?
None of this slander. What is
all right,
this
we'll
slander?
get back to Batman. Back to Batman.
We ripped on Roadhouse a lot, but comes from a place of love.
It does, yeah.
Although my favorite movie, there are absolutely no flaws, so I can't say anything bad about it. It's perfect.
Anyway, there's this dark. Christopher Nolan movies aren't necessarily all that funny, but I think this one is sneakily his funniest. The end of the scene is like, "I'm not wearing hockey pads."
That's my second favorite line.
Yeah,
just quote it with my friends all the time.
I believe I yelled that during our Mad Max 2 episode. Because they're all wearing like hockey masks and shit.
And just like there's so many great shots in this too, like with him landing on the van and the van just implodes underneath him.
That's so Batman where he just like casually waits like calmly for like his right time to jump down. It's so good.
But by the way, you know why his knees are shot in the third one is because he's jumping on cars from 3 stories.
Yeah,
and he takes just a shoulder off that on that pillar. Just what was that little gadget he had too? It was like a giant can opener.
Yeah, and he tried to like cut.
It did not work.
The fucking van open.
Yeah, what was the plan there, Bruce?
Yeah, not exactly gonna fucking use a giant can opener to open a van. Like, he got it like 6 inches, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta jump off now."
Yeah, and why is that like ready to go as one of your gadgets? Like the amount of times that's useful, that's about it.
Should have brought some dog food instead. More useful in this scenario.
The fucking bat dog whistle. Just like, get the dogs fucking out of here.
Just a bunch of raw steaks.
Oh, yeah, so that's all great. He gets the hockey pad line. They all get arrested. I always thought it was a dick move to tie up the vigilantes too.
Also, okay, how strong is Bruce Wayne that he's able to bend the barrel of a gun?
I
thought he used that thing.
Yeah, he has
okay.
That little, I don't know, he's got
the can opener thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also bends
that's
gun
what
barrels.
I took it as. Because you could
that
hear
makes a
like
lot
when
more
he's
sense.
bending it, you could hear almost like an electrical like
a mechanical whirling or whatever.
Okay. See, there you go. Fixing one of my logic flaws.
So after this, we meet Harvey Dent, who casually disarms like a mafioso during court.
Which is interesting because in the comics, that's kind of how he got his Two-Face in court when the guy throws acid on him. Yeah.
I felt like there were a lot of little nods to the comic that they didn't go that way.
Tons.
I'll mention.
I'm just like he also Harvey got really lucky that the guy like took 5 seconds to shoot his gun, because like Harvey stares at the gun, stares at the guy, takes a beat, and then takes the gun.
I noticed that this time too. He waits way too long to do anything.
Yeah.
And again, you can't shoot Harvey Dent in like the first opening scene of the movie, but a little bit of poor editing.
Yeah. I mean, it looked cool. It was fun, so it happened. His goal is basically to put away the mob. Like, he's on a crusade. So his plan is basically go after their money, you know, because that's really all they care about.
Yeah.
He informs Rachel, who's his main squeeze, that basically he wants to be best friends with Batman. It's like, I gotta meet him. Bruce and Harvey have a weird little dinner together with Bruce's like Russian whatever she is. That also
Prima
seems to be
ballerina.
super up on geopolitical events. Like, she's
Yeah.
very knowledgeable.
Yeah, incredibly so.
So this is the scene where Harvey Dent says you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I mean, not only is that line like great for like the trailers and stuff, I actually think about this line a lot. So I know I joked that you, Hans, were a Yankee fan, but I know you're a Red Sox fan. Are you also a New England Patriots fan?
No, Vikings.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in Iowa where they have no teams. So this will tell you all you need to know about me. I chose the Vikings and the Red Sox, two of like the biggest losers of all time. So
I was born in the Boston area, so I actually have like I was a Red Sox and Patriots fan for a long time. And like when they first started off in the early 2000s, before they were winning, like they were the underdog, so you were rooting for them. So they were fine and they were fun to root for. But 20 years later, after they just kept winning and kept winning and kept winning, then it's like, oh, fuck the Patriots. And I think that happens a lot in sports where you know, eventually when you go so long and you're doing it too long, then you're just going to become the villain. But if you just do it for a short period of time, you're the hero.
I mean, the Red Sox have kind of turned into that too.
Exactly.
Like, I don't really know what to do with myself that they just keep winning World Series. I'm like, this feels wrong. Like, I'm supposed to cheer for teams that continually lose and disappoint me. What's happening?
I think I don't know if no one like intended it.
Boston?
Yeah, I was born in Boston, but
wow, that's awesome. See, this is cool. I never even knew that about. Yeah, it's cool.
But
like, I think that it's like a really like deep philosophical statement that just more than just kind of sounds cool for this movie.
Well, it applies to so many scenarios. I mean, that sports reference was a perfect example. It also, like, someone will get a little too famous and everyone loves them and they hit a plateau and then everyone just wants to tear them down. They're tired of it. Like,
in music, where you know your first couple albums are great, but your 15th album sucks.
Yeah, I mean, look at Nickelback. Like, there's a butt of everyone's joke. They never did anything to anyone. They've never had anything like they never said anything controversial. They never like did anything that we should hate them for, but everyone hates them.
Well, they've done a couple things, but
did they? Oh, have they?
No, well, not really. Maybe things like personally to me, no. But music, or like to music, yeah, they've done some things to music.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, but what you're saying is absolutely true.
Like if you think about Tupac or Nirvana, who's like Kurt and Tupac, who actually did pass away, like, oh, you've only had 2 or 3 albums, you're great. Would we say that on their 15th album if they were making movies today? They literally died a hero before they could live long enough to become a villain.
Music, isn't he?
He's still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, he's released like 17 albums.
He's released more since he died than he did when he was alive.
I remember in high school, they're like, he's on an island somewhere just recording. Like, I'm like, you just be on an island, just making albums for the public, no money, nothing.
Well, there was this old wives' tale that he had a vision that he was going to die. So, like, for a year, he recorded a song like every day.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Biggie literally had his albums called like "Ready to Die" or something like that. Like,
oh yeah, "Ready to Die."
Like, oh, you knew you were gonna like get killed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But so this scene has Rachel in it. And I was curious your guys' thoughts on Maggie Gyllenhaal's acting in this movie, because very famously replaced Katie Holmes from the first one.
Bring back Katie Holmes.
I mean, the story everyone says is that like she wanted to do that movie Money Heist, but she also got nominated for a Razzie. She was like having the scandal with Tom Cruise a little bit before this. I don't think she is necessarily that good in the first one, but then I also realized I don't think Maggie Gyllenhaal is all that good in this movie.
See, I thought Maggie was good.
I thought she was great. I thought she's served her purpose. She's not like a huge like central like figure in it, but I think she's if you put Katie Holmes and Maggie Gyllenhaal next to each other and you rated them just based on their pure like acting ability, like Maggie's gonna be
normally right.
I think she killed exactly what she was given.
Kate is a little bit more like positive, where a lot of these articles I'm reading, Maggie Gyllenhaal comes off as smug in the movie a little bit.
I just think that Nolan, as we've even seen throughout his entire career, just does not know how to write for women. And also, even though he makes movies with his wife, essentially the wife or girlfriend dies in like every single one of Nolan's movies, which is some like weird thing he needs to work out with this therapist. But I think Maggie Gyllenhaal is fine. I don't think she's that great, but I think it's not because of her. I think it's because of the script.
The writing.
And I think maybe we gave Katie Holmes too much crap at the time. Now that we have all this hindsight of, is any female in any Nolan movie like really all that great?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way.
There's not even a female character in Memento.
Oh,
yeah, it is the
there is Carrie-Anne Moss.
Oh, that's right.
But in Dunkirk, that's why I like Dunkirk, because no one was like, just screw it. No females in the war, just all dudes. I can mess with time. Perfect. Tom Hardy, are you available? Cillian Murphy,
yeah,
good?
Just don't show your face, as always.
Yeah, Tom Hardy when he's not kicking ass in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments. Did you guys see that?
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Warrior
badass.
was just a documentary to him.
Yeah, pretty much. And his real name is Edward. I didn't know that either.
Good choice in the change. So yeah, they have this weird little dinner. Bruce, he's like, he sees something in Harvey. He's like, I'm gonna give you a bunch of money. Then the mob, they meet with Mr. Lau. He's taking all their money out of the banks because the cops are about to raid it. He just like fucks off to China. He's doing this Zoom call with everybody, and the Joker.
He was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
In like what
like,
looks
I don't need
like
to be like for this meeting.
Just like an industrial kitchen in like some restaurant or something. It looks like
just in the back room. Well, he's on his G5. What an introduction.
I mean, we already had an introduction. Yeah, like we already had technically an introduction to the Joker, but like a true introduction. Like, how many times did you hear people say, "You want to see a magic trick?"
Yep.
And like
he just starts off with some close-up magics to break the ice. It's so good.
Apparently, the stunt guy whose head got smashed into the table, like really like got knocked the F out because they did it so many times.
I believe it.
I mean, Joker slams that dude's head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Like how hard do you have to slam it to get your pencil like shoved up in your face?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh. Anything for your art.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. So his reason for being there, he's like, I know why you all meet like during the daytime because you're afraid to go out at night. They're afraid of the Batman.
What happened? Did your balls drop off?
I love like he is in command for almost all of the scene until someone says you're crazy, and he's like such brilliant acting. Like
such a great moment.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's almost like he's talking to himself. Like that one actually cut him, like hurt him. Like he actually
like he has some vulnerabilities. Like it's hard. Like he doesn't mind being called a freak, but he does mind being called crazy.
Yeah, it was like that was the thing. That's his button.
But I mean, you also see that like, so apparently the prosthetics that Heath Ledger had to wear like made him lick his lips.
Yeah.
So but it works out perfectly because of that the scars that he has.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, you guys can see me in the Zoom, the listeners can't, but like he does that thing where his tongue is always out.
Yeah.
And like that would really happen to someone who has that scar, because like it just feels so unnatural on your face.
And it's so great to like break up his different, like, for his dramatic pauses and everything. It just adds something to it. Really fantastic.
Oh, great moment. Good. Thanks for pointing that out. That was so good.
Yeah, Joker, he's got a proposition for him. He's like, I'll kill the Batman for half your money. Because if you're good at something, you don't do it for free.
That's another great line. Speaking of like a great line, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
It's actually terrible advice.
Good life lesson.
A lot of times you have to do stuff for free for a while.
Yeah.
Richie Costner's like super cool though with like hearing out Joker. He's like, hey, this weirdo in the clown makeup and purple suit's coming to our meeting. Let's hear him out. Let's see what you have to say.
Yeah.
Oh, you only want half? Yeah, that's a totally reasonable ask. Like later when everyone gets arrested, he goes, I guess we gotta call the Joker.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love his little suit full of frag grenades too, with just the little
like,
piano wire on a loop. Oh, it's so good. He's always so confident and in control, but every so often he'll just like skitter away or do something really quickly. Like in the way he gets out the door, he's going like all slow and calm, but then he like takes off running when the door closes.
That's something that's so great about Heath's performance too. Like if you look at him, he's just so relaxed. There's like no tension like in his body at all.
Well,
he's
that's
just
why
like
those
so
stand out to me, because he's just like chilling and in control, and then he's just like off like a bat in hell, you know.
So I think Heath Ledger gives like one of the greatest, if not the greatest, acting performance in this movie.
It's so good.
Because obviously it was like, you know, it was big news when he passed away before the movie was released. So it was on the top of everybody's mind. And it's like still on the top of my mind whenever I see this movie. And like I don't see Heath Ledger in this performance at all. I can't like
none.
Brokeback Mountain and then watch this and think that's not the same person.
Yeah.
And it is, and like it's incredible. And that's what Nolan said. Like he watched Brokeback Mountain. It's like, oh, that dude's fearless. And it's so funny how many nerds complained before this movie was released. Like, no way that this guy can do the Joker. And like, and then he gives one of the greatest performances.
About you, guy. What?
The guy from A Knight's Tale?
Yeah, Knight's Tale, The Patriot.
All great movies.
Yeah, we've done The Patriot. That's
I am your father.
That might be Roland's best movie.
Oh, 100%.
So, he lets him mull over what his proposition was. Batman decides to go head to China to get Lau back. Fox gives him, like, new kit, new gear and stuff. I love his... Okay. The Nolan trilogy does a lot of things right as far as, like, being faithful to the comics. But I think the thing they do the best is the Bruce Wayne persona.
Oh, totally.
How he's just
great
like
at
a
it.
dumb, rich playboy, like, you know, always has like 3 girls on his arms. Like, it just, no one takes him seriously. I just think that's,
you know, going back
so
to
well.
where he first meets Harvey, I think Christian Bale plays it so great because he is putting on this persona of I'm a playboy millionaire, fuck all y'all. But he's using this as an excuse to like really meet Harvey Dent. And when Harvey Dent is like really extolling the virtues of Gotham, like Nolan does these close-ups on Bale's face, and you can see the true Bruce Wayne like really taking it in, and Bruce Wayne really believing in that moment. Like he says it then in his persona, like I'm gonna throw you a party, but he does it after like really truly believing.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking for an out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be my out.
The little like stolen glances between him and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's just so good. That I haven't seen it done that way, and I mean, because like you said, it's a show, it's a performance, but it all has a purpose.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne is his mask.
Exactly.
You know,
and he doesn't care if people think he's a joke. Like, love it. So yeah, his alibi is just he takes the entire like Russian ballet on a pleasure cruise. Alfred, ungrateful, complaining about it.
So like,
yeah. How do you say in Russian to apply your own bloody suntan lotion?
And
I'm
then
like,
when he
really,
jumps
Dad?
off, he's like shaking the bottle, like walking over to him. It's all
so
about
eventually
it.
a guy
Creepy
like
old
does
man.
figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, but during this whole plan, like I feel like there's a lot of people he had to talk to make this plan work to get the Sky plane out of there. Like no one figures it out after this happens and Lau comes back to Gotham. It's like, I just talked to like Bruce Wayne's assistant about this. Is Bruce Wayne Batman? Got to get on a Reddit board or something.
Yeah.
Well, someone does figure it out, which we'll get to. So he, meanwhile, the Joker infiltrates one of the mob groups, like the guy that he was not having any of his
Gamble.
bullshit.
Michael Jai White, Spawn himself.
So good. We just streamed Spawn. Not as bad as I thought. I've never seen it. So yeah, he infiltrates that group and like pretends to be dead. Gets brought in.
Just poor security on Gamble's part. You got to be better when you're one of the head of the crime bosses in Gotham. You got to be a little bit better.
Yeah, and we get our first, you want to know how I got these scars bit?
Such a great bit throughout the movie where he tells two different stories.
Yeah, that's very Joker too, where there's not really
I love
origin
that.
story. You just don't know.
Just ambiguity. There's just so much ambiguity to his character, and it's just like you think he's one thing and then he's another thing, and it's just I love that.
I like the theory that he's like an special forces guy, because like he understands interrogation, he understands like explosives, and like,
the fact that like he has a bazooka trying to chase Harvey.
yeah, he's got the
I love that
RPG.
theory that he was 100% in the military.
Yeah,
And that's why he has all this experience.
yeah.
But like ultimately,
But I don't want to
it's
know
just-
that's true.
Yeah,
Like I
I
don't
don't
want
care.
Nolan to come out and say that. I
Yeah,
like
I
just
don't
to be able
need
to
that.
think about what might have driven a person like to go to this extent to become that.
I don't really care how he got his scars. I just care that
I
he
don't
tells an
wanna really
awesome
know.
story.
And I love lore. I always want to know more about like this and like why this is happening. But that's one I don't.
Why so serious?
Yeah. So he kills the guy like just by like cutting his mouth, which always I thought was weird. But then I saw someone talking about it, and there is like some place around that part of your body where it could kill you. I didn't really understand the anatomy
same
of it
here.
all, but that is apparently a way that could kill somebody.
See, I always think, because I was watching that today, because that was one of my nitpicks, is you first see the knife in his mouth, but when he actually kills Gamble, you don't really see it. So what I think is he put it to his neck and sliced it, because you don't really see him.
Well, I always
But,
thought that
if
too
he actually
until I
just
saw
cut his
like
mouth,
this breakdown of it where there is something in that area that could.
I
actually kill a
guess.
person. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But
But
then,
like, what I really am more curious about is like, because Joker's lackeys are super loyal to him. You see, like one of the way to get new hires is they have that fight with. I mean, it's off screen. That
when
fight
he
with
makes
the
them
pool
fight to
cue.
the death, that's so brutal.
Aggressive.
So I was like, okay,
I love how they all just
expansion.
like look up at each other like, oh fuck, are we really gonna do this?
But like, if that is how he gets new recruits, there's no way they're really going to be loyal. Like, I was super loyal to Gamble. You made me kill two of my friends. Now I'm just like going to do everything you say.
Yeah.
I guess fear keeps them in line. I don't know. They're subscribed to the Tarkin doctrine.
It's be like, okay, you killed two of your friends. Here's what you're going to do. There's going to be a helicopter coming in. You need to shoot this like wire across the street at this exact moment. Can you do this for me?
I mean, I'm fascinated by goons, like the red shirts that that supervillains pile up. Like, you know, I always want to know more about like how did this happen? Like, who are these people? But they do kind of give a reason where he's basically taken a bunch of like former Arkham inmates, so they're all like have like mentally unstable, so he can kind of manipulate them in that way.
Yeah, like he did with Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Just he has the most loyal, like he must have great benefits, right? Like a lot of PTO, a lot of sick days.
He offers full dental.
You know, great maternity leave for the females. Paternity leave, maybe.
Paternity.
Yeah.
Like the benefits in this organization must be out the wazoo to have people be this loyal to him.
He matches our 401k. Come on.
And it's not just at 5%; it goes up to 10.
Yep, and no vesting. Fully vested. Day one. Oh man. So over in Hong Kong, Fox and Bats enact their plan. Batman does a little base jumping. I like how he uses a little like airsoft explosive goo gun.
Yeah. And he could just set the timer on the side.
Yeah. Then just like glides on in to where the floor allows on. Makes me think of all the time I spent playing Arkham City.
Yeah.
Just flying around, having a ball.
Oh, so great.
And Lau has a horrible investment, pays for the cops, and they don't even show up when he needs them. Come on, waste of money.
Seriously.
Yeah, man, the timing of everything is just on point. The people he hired, he didn't pay him enough in that like C-130 that comes and snags his ass.
He's got to take a page out of Joker's playbook. Better benefits, man.
Yeah.
Better benefits package.
He must have really paid out the nose because they're right on time. Caught him, pull him out. Great scene. Just drops his ass, Lau's ass off at the GPD steps and leaves a little note, which I thought was nice.
I would love to know.
Lieutenant Gordon.
I feel like Lau has such a terrible lawyer because I don't like really know the legal specifics, but I feel like if you get kidnapped and then dropped in front of the people that were looking for you, there's definitely something fishy going on. Like you can't really hold him. He was in Hong Kong. He clearly didn't want to be here. You can't.
But if they can't prove how he got there, like there's no witnesses.
You actually hear
just there.
Harvey Dent is like, I don't know how he got here.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Batman brought him here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it can't be proved. Like he knows, but
plausible
he can't prove
deniability.
He can't prove it, so he's there. Let him have the book.
Just squeals like a pig, just like the Joker said he would.
Real rat.
Oh yeah.
I do like when he's saying he's gonna roll over on him, and he just like puts his hand up to the camera and turns it off.
I love the subtle little thing too, like when they're in the I jumped forward a little bit. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the mob sees Lau's been caught, and they all get arrested, and that's when they're like, "Yeah, we gotta hire this Joker fella, take care of our problem."
Okay, so I want to, because eventually this will come back, but like, how did they contact the Joker to hire him? Because later Eric Roberts' character is like, I don't know how to contact them. So did the Joker come to you?
Didn't he leave his card or something when he was doing?
But it was
But it had, I think he said, "Here's my card," but then I think it has his info
on the back. It was like personal,
email account,
home, fax. So
his Hotmail account,
his Wolf account.
Yeah.
Because like at one point when somebody dies, he has the playing card, and on the playing card it says, "Will the real Batman please stand up?" So I think he fucks him. Huge Eminem fan, Slim Shady.
So yeah, they decide to hire him. He gets to work real quick.
Blonde before green. Sorry, I had to get my Eminem joke in there.
We start with a playing card to a judge, then a jump scare to the mayor with a hockey pad.
So that jump scare in the theater, like legit freaked me out. And then the Hans Zimmer score just immediately comes in. I was like, oh,
good jump scare. Which I usually think are hacky ways to, in like a horror movie. Like anyone can do a jump scare, but
man,
that was a good one.
When that video, when he's like talking to the guy and it's all fucking crazy, and then when he's like, "Look at me, look at me,"
I wrote that too. When he switches from just being all jovial and then just that, it's so good.
Yeah.
So apparently Nolan let Heath Ledger film those interludes. Like normally Nolan is like a second AD would do that stuff, but Nolan is so like ADD that he has to do it. But Heath Ledger's like, no, just trust me. Just let me do it. And he did the first one, and no one's like, you can, I think there's one or two more later. But no, like, it really feels like a terrorist.
Yeah, it's an ISIS hostage
like, a video.
And they're really upsetting.
Yeah.
Incredibly
upsetting.
Yeah.
That's like, obviously, like, it was praised at the time for being so grounded and gritty and dark. But, like, it's little flourishes like that, those videos, that's like, holy shit. That he is a terrorist.
Yeah. And just that peek behind the curtain of him like losing it. Just that look at me line. It's just because he's always so joking and like almost charismatic and like he doesn't seem that dangerous, but he has this evil in him.
Yep, totally.
So the fundraiser begins.
By the way, again, like it was because it was filmed in Chicago. You can see just that amazing Chicago skyline in the background. And like when Bruce is talking to Rachel at the party, it's like this is definitely Chicago.
Yeah, we get more of the Bruce Wayne facade, which I love. I love whenever shit starts to go down. There's like two people like getting it on in his room. And he's like, "Oh, you have a panic room." And he just leaves them. It was just like, what the fuck? Asshole.
So apparently when the Joker first comes in, Michael Caine wasn't like really familiar with Heath's performance throughout the movie. So when he storms in, and like you can see in the background, Michael Caine's shocked reaction, and it's like his real reaction. He's like, "Holy, I did not expect this to be this scary." Great job on the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Joker, he's still like enacting his plans. We're cutting back and forth. He explodes the judge, poisons the commissioner, and then rolls into the fundraiser. It's just like the little things, like how he grabs the glass of champagne but doesn't drink any of it.
Oh, I had that written in my notes. It's so funny.
So good.
He eats the shrimp and
it's on purpose though, because like he doesn't want to, you know.
Yeah,
you can't drink on the job.
Exactly.
You gotta keep your faculties.
He wants it
and
all
the way
right.
that he's like interacting with people, how he's just like smacking them around, and he's like asking them, and he's like, "You remind me of my father. I hated my father."
Yeah, he says he hates his father to an old man, and then immediately once a young woman confronts him, he tells a story about a young woman, how he got the scars. Just total mindfuckery.
As good as those scars bits are, I don't know if you've seen this Australian performance where this kid is like, "Do you know how I got these scars?" Like pretending to be the Joker, and he forgets his line like very clearly, and he pauses for a second. And he's like, "I'm the Joker, baby."
I don't think I'm familiar with this.
I love it so much. You gotta look that up. But yeah, it's still good even with that in my head. Batman shows up. They punch a bit.
Then you're gonna love me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They punch for a bit. Joker throws Rachel out a window. Batman just like catches her, but lands on a car, and they're just fine, I guess.
And he's okay.
That's like in the theater. That was one of the only noticeable complaints I had. Is like, there's no possible way that not only would you survive a fall, like I think they try to do it where like his cape acts like a parachute, but it's action movie logic where it's like you land on something that has any give, so you're okay. Yeah. Seemed like he had plenty of time to fire off his little grappling hook, though. Like, yeah, it's a perfect grappling gun.
Yeah, even now, I'm still waiting for it to happen, and I know he's just gonna land on the car, like because there's like two beats in between it, and he just doesn't do anything.
It's like foreshadowed with him jumping on the Scarecrow's van at the beginning, but just unrealistic Batman jumping in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And also, by the way, he lands. Apparently, they're fine. Okay, whatever. And this is one of those Nolan things where he just moves on and you don't notice it till later. Joker's still up there in the party. Go back inside.
That's true.
Yeah. I didn't even think about
that.
There
making googly eyes.
Yeah.
Just like, nope, cuts to a new scene. It's like, okay, well, how is the Joker going to get down? He's got to take the elevator.
Is he just waiting there at the front door for him to come out?
Joker's upstairs going, well, I guess I'm gonna go now.
It's like, okay, what's the Joker do? He's like, Harvey Dent's gone, Batman's gone, Rachel's gone. He's like, I mean, there's a bunch of rich people here, but I don't care about you. See you later.
I want to see that.
Gonna eat a couple
Irish
more
goodbye.
shrimps.
You got some nice dinner to go.
I've been reading an article about how Bale felt intimidated on the set by Heath Ledger.
I mean,
based upon. Well, we know why. Heath outacted Bale by like 10 in this movie.
Oh,
do you agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it didn't matter who was acting across from him; like they would have lost.
No,
Anybody. No one could touch what he did.
No.
Yeah, Christian Bale's like one of the greatest actors of our generation.
but he
Bale's
is
great, but no one can
got
touch
blown
what
off the
Heath Ledger
screen.
did.
But like, even looking at lots of things here, a lot of people seem to like. I mean, they like Keaton just as much as they like Bale. Keaton sometimes played it better. So I mean, you're right, but Heath also, back to what you were bringing up Nirvana earlier. Does Heath get lots and lots of praise because of his passing away, or would he?
It certainly helps, but I mean, you can't. I mean, in a vacuum, you look at that performance, and it's just.
No, it's great. It's amazing.
I feel like acting too is kind of. It could be a little exclusion to the rule, because look at like Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep has been doing fucking amazing shit for 40 years, and a lot of people, especially if you're a fan of like acting in movies, you're not like, ugh, fucking Meryl Streep. I feel like it's people who are like, you know, I bring this up just because of an example. You know, Chris Pratt's getting a lot of fucking flack, and people are kind of over him. You know, I hate to say it, but Chris Pratt's probably not going to be winning any Oscars anytime soon. No. You know, and
I don't know, but have you seen Jurassic Park: Dominion?
I just saw the new one on my flight. It's the perfect airplane movie.
I mean, Christian Bale is amazing, but have you ever heard anybody talk down about his voice as Batman?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
So like, that's what I mean. Do you think Bale could have did his voice better if he had a second chance to do it?
I was fine with it.
Yeah, I was okay. Yeah.
I think we've had backlash of the backlash, where I think at the time everybody was making fun of the voice, but then when you realize like he needs to talk different, right? Like he needs to do something like the Clark Kent Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where he takes his glasses off and
like Michael Keaton did that. Michael Keaton didn't have to do that.
Have you seen Neighbors?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the conversation between Zac Efron and Seth Rogen in Neighbors at the beginning. It's like, who's Batman to you? They talk about Christian Bale and Michael Keaton, and then Efron and Seth Rogen just start doing their Batman voices.
Yeah, I'm Batman back and forth. Well, the Affleck version, I liked how it was like a voice modulator. Like it was like electronic, or it was like a gadget that made it sound different.
Yeah.
I actually really liked Affleck as Batman. Those movies aren't good, but it's not his fault. The dialogue, the script is awful. But he was good. He's a good, like old, like grizzled, like beaten up Batman.
I'm rich.
He might. I don't know. He actually might be one of my favorite Batman.
I mean, he did. Like, you were absolutely right. The script was not there.
Yeah, he did everything he could, but it was not his fault that those movies sucked at all.
But going back to the original point, like. This movie is like a 3.5 star movie, but Heath Ledger makes this a holy fucking shit 4-star movie. Like this performance is so good, it 100% elevates the entire movie. Like to the point
look
where
at
like
the other two in the trilogy. I mean, they're fine, but they're not like.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the third one just because I love the Tom Hardy Bane voice. It's probably my favorite thing in all of cinema.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about. So like back to that real quick. So Tom Hardy's voice to me is cinematic amazingness, where Christian Bale still couldn't nail it by the third movie. So like that's what I don't know, but that's opinion, because a lot of people hated Tom Hardy's voice. So,
but also
as great as a
at the end of the day.
Go, Jake.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, as great as a director as Nolan is, he still hasn't figured out sound in movies. Like some of the sound in his like in Interstellar and in The Dark Knight Rises. Like is outright bad. Like there's a scene.
Hear anything.
Yeah, like so. I'm pretty sure they had an ADR all of Bane's voice. Like Tom Hardy had an ADR
they had to
of
go
all
back
his lines because the studio was like, "Yeah, what do you? This is a movie, Chris. You don't need to hear it."
Yeah, and I agree. Like kind of piggybacking on that. Like a lot of people gave Christian Bale a hard time with his voice, but at the end of the day. That's on Nolan, because film is a director's medium, and if Nolan saw that and thought like, I don't know about that should have been Nolan's problem to be like, hey, Bale, can you come in here for a sec? Tone it down a little bit.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's amazing. Yeah.
Especially considering it was reported Bale like lost his voice multiple times while filming.
Because that's not easy to do for the whole doing it.
Oh, hell no.
Maybe he was
afraid
of him.
Even if people didn't like it, that was tough for him to
Maybe he was afraid of him after Terminator Salvation. Oh, good for you.
This is unprofessional.
I actually saw that movie in the theater in L.A. That was the only movie I've ever seen.
That movie made me angry.
Shit.
Because it was the first time I ever got to see that movie theaters had midnight showings, 2 a.m. showings.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome. I could go to.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
I also think like they purposely did that voice to do a differentiation between Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah.
I didn't think like they didn't realize like the internet was now becoming a thing, and so the voice ended up essentially getting memeified. And then I think they just rolled within the third one, but
I never had a problem with
it. Doesn't ruin it. It doesn't ruin anything. It doesn't ruin the movie at all. So
you watch Harley Quinn. I like how I love Bane in that. I think he's probably my favorite character.
Give me my pasta maker back.
He does a version of the Nolan Bane. It's not quite that, but God, it's so good.
Should we get back to the movie? Because I really need to.
Sorry, I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember the exact phrasing of something he said during the orgy episode.
Oh,
it's carbo loading from the fuck fest.
I gotta watch this show now. You guys,
I got it too.
I need a Bane spinoff because he has all the best jokes in the show.
It's so good. Okay, so. God, where the fuck even were we?
They were playing with rubies the size of tangerines.
Yeah, Alfred tells Bruce a story about his time in Burma, which you probably know is Myanmar. That's my J. Peterman for you.
Okay, how young was Alfred when he was doing in Burma? Because he's been Bruce Wayne's butler and the Wayne's butler for a long, long time. I feel like the timeline doesn't add up that he was just like chilling in Burma as a mercenary.
Have you seen? There's no reason this show should be good, but there's a show about young Alfred called Pennyworth.
No, I haven't watched it.
It's kind of good. I've only watched the first 4 episodes because they had the first 4 on Amazon, and then they were like, "No, you got to pay after that," which I wasn't doing that. Like, fuck that. But I kind of enjoyed the first 4.
That guy who bought that Disney movie held that, you could have probably bought some more episodes if you didn't buy that Black Widow back.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get us back on track. So I love that scene because of Alfred talking to Bruce Wayne where like he realizes crap, like this has gone too far. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And there is a lot of like trailer fodder that like Michael Caine does get to have a lot of like really great lines and it but like it works so well within the purpose of the scene.
It's a great scene because Bale's Wayne is like, no, I understand him, like he's just a criminal, like it's not that deep, and he's like, nah man, like you're missing this, you're not seeing what's actually happening here, this is different.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
And really if you think about it too, it's like I think they said this movie takes place like months after the first one. And if you think about it like that, then Bale's only been Batman for, a year at this point?
Batman year
if
2.
that. Yeah. So he's still learning so much shit.
Yeah, they teased the Joker at the end of the first one.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but it's also like he parrots that line from Batman Begins from Ra's al Ghul of criminals are simple, Alfred. And this one is not. This one is different, so he doesn't know how to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So, did we lose Tony?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
we just lost your video.
I went to the bathroom real quick.
All good.
By the way, I'm going to have to do that in the middle of it, but I'll just bounce out and tell you in the chat and come back.
So, after this, I have the obligatory, I hate Michael Caine. He's a scumbag as a person. He abandoned his family, so that's fine.
Did he really?
Yeah. He grew up like in Europe, wherever the hell he was, and he had a wife and kid, just left to come be an actor. Just left him.
Oh.
No one talks about that.
I did not know
Bugs
that.
me. Scumbag. He's great in this,
Oh,
but scumbag. Every time we do a
great
movie
actor,
with him,
terrible person.
I have to mention it because no one knows that, and it bothers me. So after this, Batman does this is nonsensical detective work. Nothing about this makes any sense.
Yeah, the gun thing. Like, why? What's the point of that?
Nothing about this makes sense. Nothing.
I think he was like, yeah. So the logic in the movie is that he's able to pull the fingerprint from the bullet.
There wouldn't be a fingerprint on the part of, like, if you understand anything about how a firearm works, like when you're loading a gun, like a bullet into a clip, you're pushing on the back of it. Like the front of it is what actually comes out, like a very tiny little part, and some of it's even inside of the casing. You wouldn't have a fingerprint there; it wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't.
But even like within the logic, like even if you assume he was able to pull a fingerprint, it's like it's kind of only to get Batman or Bruce Wayne to the room where all the guards are being tied up.
Yeah, it
is kind of
believe he's leaving like little breadcrumbs because he wants him to like come along and like be in certain places, but whatever.
It is kind of flimsy, and like this movie is kind of long. Like you could have cut that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because his
and just gone straight to the funeral
impact anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, nothing. He just hops on his Ducati and goes to like try and stop this assassination attempt. But he already has a plan. Like this whole part of like him faking his death doesn't make any sense. Because like that plan's in place, right? So like, what's he going there to stop?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, Batman doesn't. You mean Gordon faking his death?
Yeah. Batman's the only one who's in on that, right?
No, I think Gordon got shot and then was like, I think he didn't like realize he was going to fake his own death. But then I think once he got shot, he was like, ooh, there's a lot of people dying left and right. I'm going to just lay low. I think it was after.
I could buy that they came up with the plan after, but why does Bruce Wayne like be shocked when Harvey says he's Batman? Because he's about to come forward, like, who's that? If he knows what's going on, who's that for other than the audience? Like, what's going on there? That doesn't make any sense to me.
So we're going super forward in time?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, we'll get there.
Okay, so it is interesting in this. So let's go back to the funeral for the Commissioner Loeb, where the mayor is kind of shit-talking the commissioner in his speech. You know, the commissioner enacted policies that were unreasonable, that flooded my office with phone calls, and people like, bro, like, let's wait a bit before we shit on the dead.
His wife is right there.
Yeah.
But also, like, we see the joke, like, you actually see Heath Ledger without his makeup for a split second, where you have all these, like, him and his goonies with guns at the front, and they're about to kill the mayor. Not a good plan to escape, trying to kill someone in the middle of
I do like how
everybody's there.
They all set the guns down and like scatter, like all like a little spider monkey. They just like get low and run in different directions.
Yeah,
like David Desmalchian gets caught. Heath is able to get away.
Mm-hmm.
So we also missed some nerd trying to blackmail Fox because he figured out who Batman was, but.
Mysteries?
Yeah. That's a fun little scene.
Mysteries.
Yeah, Mr. Reese is like the Enigma Mysteries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, so you're trying to blackmail, what does he say? Like a billionaire philanthropist who is one of the most wealthy people in the world, who dresses up like a bat and beats criminals to a pulp. And your plan is to blackmail this person?
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, bitch.
I feel like that's really where the Shawshank Morgan Freeman comes through. Of like, not only like does he just give him that stare, but Mr. Reese doesn't even like take his blackmail with him. He just leaves it there.
That's for you.
Yeah, he's just like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake.
You can have that.
So. Yeah, then this whole assassination thing, Harvey abducts the polka dot man because he wants some answers.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, later that night, Batman basically pulls a John Wick. He, like, goes into a dance club with, like, techno music and strobe lights.
What makes me think... Why do you...
So can we go somewhere where we can talk? What makes you think I want to hear you talk?
Thank you. That's a great dick line by Eric Roberts.
So,
man.
Yeah, and then he just like takes him out to like a couple floors up. He's like, this fall's not gonna kill me. He's like, I'm counting on it. Just snaps
Professional.
his ankles.
Okay. I feel like Batman should at least try to extract information before he drops him. Like,
right, you already
Eric
broke
Roberts,
his ankles.
Like, is surprisingly not in shock from, again, another drop in this movie, and you actually see the bone crunching of his legs. Like, ugh.
Yeah,
but like,
fracture.
Easily. Oof.
He's not a rat though. He's like, look, I know your rules. You won't kill. Like, you can't really scare me.
Snitch. How do all these people know Batman's rule? Is that strictly because he hasn't done it?
Seems like it.
Because he hasn't killed somebody? Because everyone knows his rule. Everyone knows that he doesn't kill
on
people.
Reddit.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the things I believe in.
He put it as his Facebook status, like, Batman does not kill people.
It's
His
his main
AIM
tweet.
message.
Nice face.
So yeah, he's not really giving it up. Batman ends up stopping Harvey Dent from killing the Polka Dot Man. Gives him a little pep talk.
So by the way, like, Batman, how does he know where Harvey Dent is? He goes from beating the crap out of Maroni to immediately know. Like, does he have a GPS tracker on Harvey Dent?
World's greatest detective.
How does he just?
World's
Apparently,
greatest detective. Yeah.
Does he have like a Find My Friends app on the phone? Like, are they like?
all ambulances are low jacked, so he just asks.
I wouldn't put it past either. I wouldn't put it past him either of having, like, you know, a little something on, like, Dent, because he knows they're coming for Dent, so he wants to know where Dent is.
He also had that like Big Brother sonar thing. He didn't apparently bust out till later, but he could have been using it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Again, I don't really care. Like, it's just fun to talk about, like, on a podcast. But like, it would have been nice to like throw in a line of like, "Hey, I followed you here because of blah blah blah" or something. Yeah, just shows up out of the blue.
Mm-hmm. You could, but that doesn't happen. He gets him to stop. Gives him the whole like, some men want to watch the world burn thing. Whatever. Fine, sure. So the Joker then like calls into a, what does he do? Like, calls into a TV studio or something, and is like, he's got to take the mask off.
Yeah, because that's when he gets Anthony Michael Hall, right?
The greatest.
Well, he doesn't capture Anthony Michael Hall until much later. Oh, Reese? Yeah, the whole Reese.
Oh no, Reese.
Because he goes on TV and he's gonna like out him on some like Good Morning Gotham or something.
Yeah, so
and then then he calls in, right?
Yeah, and then he says, you know, for every hour that this guy doesn't get killed, I'm gonna blow up a hospital.
Right.
Oh, so we're just skipping right over the awesome chase scene.
Which chase scene?
Where Harvey Dent gets captured.
Oh, did I skip it? God damn it!
We're kind of all over the place.
So hold on. Give me a second.
So right at, because when Batman finds Harvey Dent, he's like, call a press conference tomorrow.
Yeah. So he does want him to take off the mask. That's his,
yeah.
I can't remember what his threat was though.
Yeah, he was like, I'll be at the press conference tomorrow. And then we have that great speech by Aaron Eckhart, like, it's just darkest right before the dawn. Yeah. And I promise you the dawn is coming. But also, like, great plan on Joker for the fact that he is the one murdering everyone, and then everyone gets mad at Batman.
Yeah.
Like, Batman, just show your face. I don't know. How about Joker? Stop killing people.
Right. Yeah, his reason was just, like, too many people have died because of me. That's why he was going to do it. Yeah, they have that. Yeah. He does some kissing with Rachel, which, like, what's she doing? Not cool. Not cool, dude. You're about to get married.
Now you're cheating on him. Not cool, come on now.
Well, she was still undecided at that point, so it's like that Freds thing. We're on a break.
I don't think they're on a break.
Yeah.
I don't think they're on a break. She definitely should not have. I mean, she dies because of it, so I mean, she gets a comeuppance. I'm just kidding. But it is noticed, like, so like Harvey Dent has that press conference, and Batman kind of babies out a little bit. Well, he's sitting there.
Yeah.
He has a chance to be like,
he's in on this whole plan, but he's like he's having Alfred like burn files and like what? And then he's like acting like he's gonna unveil himself, but like then there's this whole plan of he obviously knew about. So like, what was going on there?
I don't know. It's not really clear because I think Bruce Wayne really was going to out himself, and then he got cold feet.
Nobody
and then I think,
knew that Gordon faked his death other than Gordon. Like,
yeah, I don't know if anyone knew that Gordon faked his death.
Then how did he like just get into that truck?
I think the goal. Oh yeah, that is true.
Someone had to know,
the police.
But he was fine with like his family not knowing, and like.
By the way,
Batman
you're the driver.
had to know.
There's like no credentials to be the driver of the truck carrying Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
That's your someone. He must have been like, okay, I don't know.
I actually never even thought about that until this watching, and I was like, what the fuck?
I think it's one of those. It's one of those things where no one's like, it's cool. You're not really going to notice it when you watch it.
Yeah. I mean, it was all for the audience, like all these reactions. Right. So we were supposed to think he was going to do it, but that was only for us, which doesn't make sense.
You know, like anything, if you keep watching it, you'll find stuff like that. So it's just nature.
And then their little convoy just immediately gets set upon by the Joker and his goons. The passenger in the truck. I didn't sign up for this. Yes, you fucking did. This is exactly what you signed up for.
You're in the SWAT team.
What are you talking about? It's exactly what you signed up for. You're in an armored car transporting a valuable person. This is exactly what you signed up for. Fuck that guy.
Okay, so the press conference happens probably around like 3 p.m., like sometime in the afternoon. And then it's nighttime where they're like, okay, we need to get some logistics to transfer Harvey Dent. In that time, the Joker, I feel like he doesn't necessarily have that much time to plan, but sends one of the most complex plans in motion. Yeah. So not only does he gather up all of his crew,
where'd you get that fire truck from?
Able to burn a fire truck, he's able to get people on the roofs, to shoot down helicopters. I don't know, did he already have the dude with the bomb in his chest already? They're like, oh, this press conference happened? Yo, come here, I'm going to do some surgery on you.
It did look fresh.
Yeah.
Like, he like a lot of planning went into something that like just happened to get that. You got to send a guy to spray paint the S in front of the laughter.
He's an operations expert.
Yeah.
Logistics
are the military stuff. Yeah. The military stuff.
Okay, and this is also like because at one point later Jim says he wanted to be caught because he takes Lau, and I don't think that's true because I think the original plan was no, we're gonna kidnap Harvey Dent, and then the Joker is so smart he gave himself outs like if
he just had
caught.
Backup plans, like contingencies. Yeah, is how I always took that.
But so anyway,
like, he maybe just like put the thing in his stomach like weeks ago just in case at any point he got caught. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a very, very complex and elaborate plan that he had to put together very, very quickly because I feel like not that much time happened between the press conference and the convoy of Harvey Dent.
You wouldn't think so. But
hey, Bill, you free tomorrow around 5 o'clock? I'm gonna put a cell phone and a bomb in your stomach. Yeah. Why? Just trust me.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. But of course, Batman shows up, takes an RPG for him. I like his little submarine torpedo tube exit on the bat cycle. He's just like head first, and the computer goes goodbye. That's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, computer.
Before that, so like. Another Chicago thing is like when they were like during the script, like they say going to lower Fifth, which is very obviously lower Wacker in Chicago. And that was one of the things that no one was like, oh, this is 100% Chicago going on to a lower sublevel of the street. Mm-hmm. But I think it's funny that literally before the like just stick to the route, don't go underneath. And then immediately the guy's like, no, we're going underneath. Go around on the other side where the opposite traffic is coming.
When you see that thing burning, it's clearly directing you toward a choke point that you don't want to go and they want you to go. Maybe just stop and take beat and be like, let's regroup.
You know, like how
go down there where we're vulnerable and they're obviously waiting for us.
They even say on the radio where we'll be sitting ducks down there, like the other side of the street. Yeah, 100%. When oncoming traffic is coming from, like, go that way. You are a SWAT team and the roads are clear for you.
Idiots. So
I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Batman blows up a bunch of people's shit again. drives through a mall like Lucky and Wild, just shooting all
I
over the
love
place.
how Batman's bike is like a legit bike that Christopher Nolan like made for this movie.
I do love the sideways wheels. That's kind of cool. I really enjoy that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Apparently, the stuntman died though, like trying to test that bike.
Really?
Like during pre-production.
Jesus.
So like that part's not great.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But the bike itself looks cool.
It does.
And like you can, if you're familiar with Chicago, like 100, like that's like downtown. You can totally tell like him going through that mall and flipping on the road.
We get the best truck flip ever. It's so good.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
So good. Like every
you can also tell because there's like two different. There's because he really flipped the semi.
That's why it
like,
looks
it's
so
incredible.
good.
And you can clearly tell he had like multiple cameras doing it. It's like, we're not getting this again.
Oh yeah,
we only have this once.
Thing.
Yeah.
So like they were luckily able to do it. And Chris went, I got all this footage. It's all going in the movie.
Yeah.
This was really hard, you guys.
Yeah, it's great. And I like how his little motorbike does a turn, like Michael Phelps pushing off the wall, like just real nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I want you to do it. I want you to do it.
Oh, him just muttering
to
to
do it.
himself
I want you to
is
do it.
So good. So good. Just playing that game of chicken with him.
Come on. I want you to do it. I want you to do it.
I feel like Batman misplayed. Like, why didn't he just slow down a little bit and just like grab him?
Because
Like,
he wanted
I feel
to
like
do it. He wanted to hit him the last second.
Mm-hmm.
Poor planning by Batman. Like,
Yeah.
he's lucky.
He let
if he
emotion
didn't know
take hold.
Gordon. Yeah, if he didn't know Gordon was there, then it's like he got super lucky.
I do
because
love.
he like passed out immediately.
Yeah, I love when the goon tries to take his mask off and it like shocks him, and Joker's just like laughing in his face, kicking him. Like, oh, it's so good. He even spits on him at the end, which I didn't notice, but I had subtitles on this time and it said spits. Yep, and that's when Gordon didn't hear no bell. He puts a gun to the back of his head, arrests him. Mayor then immediately makes Gordon commissioner. Everyone claps. I love the Bronx cheer from the Joker in his cell. Just
100% improvise. Like,
So
I know
good.
people can't see the clap that you were doing, but I think they can picture Heath Ledger doing it, and it's just 100% improvise, and it's like, oh man, Heath Ledger, you are the best.
It was so good. Just everything. Yeah.
Then
Okay, so why don't from like a movie perspective, I get why they didn't, but when he's in jail, why didn't they wipe off his makeup? Why are they just letting him leave his clown paint on?
I don't know.
Get a photo of him normally for your records.
They left the
Yeah, that
makeup
would be a
remover
good
alone.
point. That'd be a valid point right there.
And he had all those knives on his person when they found him.
Oh, yeah.
He had like fucking like 20 knives or 20 weapons on his body.
So good.
Oh, we found him with knives and lint.
Batman goes to interrogate him. Oh, he just slams his head
so
down.
this is
Never start with the head.
this is the other element where I think Heat comes into play, where this Batman Joker interrogation is essentially the De Niro Pacino
From Heat,
diner scene.
Yes.
Oh, it's so
Where it's
good.
like, oh yeah, you are. This is. I mean, that interrogation is so like you're just Joker. Like, I know he doesn't like care per se about getting hurt, but this dude is like the most indestructible man alive. He takes a punishment from both Batman and the cop that's guarding him later, and it's just like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
And
Like,
just be
what a
like,
great
there's
poker
nothing
face.
you can do to fright. Like, you have nothing. There's nothing you can do.
I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
So he eventually
That whole
lets him know
interrogation scene is great.
his whole plan is involving Harvey and Rachel. He's got to make a choice. That's when we find out that Goon has a bomb in his belly. He's got a big tummy ache.
It
Batman
took
takes
me
off.
like an embarrassing amount of time to realize that the Joker had lied to the Batman about who was in which
I was
location.
gonna ask that because he
Yeah.
says he's going to get Rachel and then shows up. Like, I always wondered, did he change his mind or did the Joker lie to him?
No, the Joker lied to him.
You're positive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
because Batman didn't seem
like
surprised when Harvey was there. When he opened the door.
I guess they didn't play it off. I always assumed that the Joker
doesn't really fit his MO though. Like he wanted to give him an actual choice. Like why would he was trying to make him choose between her and him. Like to not tell him the truth takes that out of the equation.
Because not only does he say he's going to go get Rachel, the address that Gordon says is the address that they give for Harvey Dent.
Okay. Yeah, and at the end where he's like, "Where's my family?"
Like
he's
Joker
like, "I have them where Rachel was killed."
That doesn't seem like something he would lie about and it's not really
because I think I don't know, like that part didn't mind me too much. It's just he's an agent of chaos. He's fucking with them.
Yeah,
and quick little fun fact in my trivia, in the ferry part at the end, they say in the trivia that it was confirmed that the bombs on the boats, if like the convicts had hit the switch, it would have blown up the convicts.
I've always thought about that.
They would have blown up themselves.
That's why I wouldn't have pushed the button, because I would have been like, maybe it'll just kill us.
Yeah,
I have so many questions about the logistics of that scene though too.
I've always thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how long it took people to get out pieces of paper and put them in a hat.
Oh, yeah.
How long did they have a whiteboard to count the vote? Like that's a long time to count all the.
It's a long fucking time.
So yeah, they all race off to go save each of them.
We are all over the place.
That's okay. Joker goads that cop into fighting him. Goes poorly for that guy.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, they're just both tied up in these warehouses full of like drums of oil or something. Joker makes his call, blows the guy up. He escapes with Lau. Batman and cop still trying to go save these two. These two idiots, especially Harvey. He just falls out of his chair. All you had to do is sit there, man. Just sit there.
Yeah. And he gets all like the gas or whatever all over the one side of his face. And it's just, I love how they set that up too.
Yeah. I mean, it works, but dummy.
What did you guys think of the CGI on Aaron Eckhart? Because I feel like it got criticized a little bit.
I thought it was pretty good
when the movie first got released.
I thought it was pretty good. And I mean, it makes sense, like, I read something else too where they had considered using prosthetics, but just the fact that they would have to burn his face and a lot of his face would have been like taken off, it makes sense that they use CGI.
I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it looked good.
No one was like, if you put prosthetics, it would be something on him, but clearly something needs to be taken away. And you can see like the muscles in his like throat moving.
Yeah.
Like,
and like his teeth and yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like when Rachel realizes she's fucked. She has like a moment to like come to terms with it. Then she's trying to say her last little bit and just gets cut off mid-sentence.
Oh, brutal. And then Aaron Eckhart. I feel like this is like the first time in the movie where his voice changes, like pitch wise, like Rachel, Rachel.
He just loses his mind.
Loses it.
Yeah. Then he gets his face burned. Whatever. Yeah, Joker, of course, escapes with Lau, as we said. Batman then, afterwards, he has a big sulk. He's real sad.
Big sad.
Alfred reads the Dear John letter that she left for him, but instead of giving it to him, he just burns it.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that?
Yeah, trying to save his feelings, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to be with me, Alfred.
Yeah.
She picked me.
Whiny little bitch.
She was going to wait for me. No,
bro.
No, Master Wayne.
So,
I do like that shot of him just sitting in the chair with the mask off. Just as great cinematography by Wally Pfister in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Speaking of burning, Harvey's real burnt up in the hospital. That's when that nerd goes on TV to expose Batman. Gordon, he goes to visit Harvey in the hospital, and Harvey pulls a Heisenberg. He's like, "Say my name."
Yeah, very, very concerned with the nickname that the cops had for him when he was an IEB.
Yeah, they had to say that They had to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say the thing. Say the thing.
Yeah. Do the thing.
Two-Face.
Do it.
Yeah. Two-Face. Loved it.
Harvey Two-Face.
Yeah. So he's evil now. Maroni's there too, and he's just like, yeah, you fucked up. Sorry. My bad, bro.
I'll tell you where he is.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we didn't realize what we had done. Even we know this is too far. You know you're bad when even the mob's like, woof, too much, man. Much.
There's here, there's there, and there is too far.
Yeah. So he tells him where to find him. Joker, he's just in a warehouse and on top of a giant pile of money.
Like the biggest pile of money with Lau on the top, tied up.
Dollars. Yeah, he's just has a bonfire and uses Lau as the marshmallow. Just torches everything.
Joker says he's only burning his half because all he does what he does with bombs and knives, which are cheap. And I was like, bro, man, that pension matching is not gonna. That money's not gonna come by itself. You should save some of that money.
Save some of that.
Yeah.
He has the most loyal goons ever. I feel like that comes from money. Don't burn the money.
It's because they're all like have mental issues. So I think that's.
You got one guy in the background going, "Wait, I don't think you should."
Yeah.
Your bazooka dealer is not cheap, okay?
Yeah.
He needs to be paid. You have expenses.
I figured some of the goons were on the other side of the pile, just like pocketing some stuff.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, he lets that all go up. The guy on the nerd on TV, he's gonna expose Batman, but then that's when the Joker he calls him up and he's like, yeah, if you don't kill him, I'm gonna start blowing up hospitals.
Did this happen before or after he visits Two-Face in the hospital?
Before.
This is all before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the cops start like evacuating all hospitals. And,
by the way, Reese having that documentation to prove who's Batman should not have given it back to Lucius Fox. Should have probably kept it for his interview so they can show the graphics on television.
You would think. Maybe he made copies. I don't know. But Batman, he heads out in a
Lamborghini, much more subtle.
Murcielago or something while wearing his 2-button Armani pinstripes. Gotta love that. Apparently the name of that Lamborghini means bat. I butchered the meaning of it,
Murcielago, yeah.
That's when the Joker shows up as a nurse. I love his little nurse getup.
It was so good.
Harvey's bedside. Yeah, just as sheepish. Oh my god, that's incredible.
No one noticed a nurse walking around with 2 really dark eyes.
Yeah.
First of all,
I mean, I guess they're trying to evacuate people and like no one's paying attention.
No one's really paying attention, yeah.
But
to Joker and his slutty nurse outfit.
Joker's lying a whole bunch in the scene that Harvey Dent is really too dumb to see through. So like Joker says, like, do I look like a schemer? Like, bro, you're the biggest schemer of them all. You have so many laid out. You have schemes upon schemes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm like a
master manipulator.
Harvey should know this.
Yeah, I'm like a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I'd do if I caught one.
Oh yeah, when he's talking about like when a troop full or like a gangbanger gets shot or a truck full of soldiers gets blown up, it's like all going according to plan. But you kill one little mayor and everybody loses their minds.
I'm an agent of chaos.
So good.
Yeah.
It's a great monologue, but really dumb on Harvey Dent not to just blow him away right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he gives him the gun.
I guess it's like he's lost his shit. Like,
because like if he had killed Joker and it had come out that he had killed Joker, he would have been a hero in Gotham. Like,
yeah, he's just like
he would not have been prosecuted, even though he's technically still the DA.
He's not Harvey anymore.
Yeah. True.
Two-Face is a dummy.
He's no longer, as Ellis from Die Hard would say, the White Knight.
Harvey went to law school. You know, he had to have political campaigns. You know, doing well in those LSATs is not easy to do.
Yeah, you blow up one little girlfriend, and I mean that's it.
Yeah, blow up your girlfriend, your fiance gets blown up, and you lose half your face, and all the must have gone right to his brain because. Makes a lot of poor decisions in that hospital room with the Joker.
Yep. So, yeah, he does his little coin flip. He doesn't kill him. Oh God, him leaving the hospital.
Oh,
So
it's great with the bomb.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is in your trivia, but I don't care. That when he does like the pushing the button and looks back, it's because the thing didn't actually go off when it was supposed to, so he just went with it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, and like
So
Heath Ledger's like such a good actor that he just like kept going with it.
Used it. Yeah, and it's unbelievable. Oh, it's so good.
Can you imagine if he had accidentally ruined the take by just being like, "Hey, Chris, what?"
Yeah. I mean, like most people would have done, be like, "Hey, it didn't fucking," then boom, oh fuck, oh no. So good. And then he just escapes on another school bus full of hostages. Like patients from the hospital.
I mean, at least he saved the school bus from the beginning.
Yeah, he's recycling things.
I guess that's why he didn't need all that money. Like, you don't need to pay off all those cops' hospital bills, but
exactly,
we're recycling school buses.
So he gets away. Oh man. We missed the part where he tries to like a civilian tries to ram the car carrying that nerd, and Batman just like jumps in front of it. Saves him.
He's trying to catch the light.
Yeah.
Should I go to the hospital? You don't watch the news much, do you?
So good.
So the Joker was paying off that police officer in the car who was clearly about to shoot someone, right?
No,
I don't think he was paying him off.
So he just had a relative in one of the hospitals.
His wife was in the hospital.
Yeah, because that was what he asked like Alfred before he got on his motorcycle. He was like, look up any police officer that has relatives in any of the hospitals because they might.
Right, but those were because the Ramirez.
Yeah.
Because there's a line in the beginning where like her mom's in the hospital.
Well, I thought that was different.
Well, she'd been on. She was on the tape.
That's
the whole
why
time.
She delivered whichever one she delivered. That's why she did it, because they had that on her and she needed the money. But he had a relative in the hospital, and if he was gonna blow it up, if no one killed him, like you didn't know who it was, so he was like, I'm gonna kill this guy, so then he doesn't blow up the thing.
Oh, so that his relative doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get blown up. Okay.
Yeah.
See, like there's some logistical things in this movie that no one kind of glides by.
Yeah, well, a number of things they just kind of like gloss over that don't make sense, but this one actually did.
Yeah.
So we get another Joker hostage video. Basically threatens the whole city. Tells them all if they don't want to play the game, they gotta leave. I love the little bridge and tunnel crowd drop.
Anthony Michael Hall got a chance to show off his acting chops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
All upside down.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, that was one of the things where I didn't realize it's like when you see him flip the papers go upside down and you realize that Anthony Michael Hall is upside down.
So good. Then we get back to the makeshift Batcave. He's firing up his big brother sonar thing. Meanwhile, Harvey's just hunting down all the crooked cops that took him and Rachel to the warehouses.
So at one point, Harvey goes to Eric Roberts, and Eric Roberts, he has a side review of, it was Ramirez.
Oh, the way he just chews on that name.
So as a White Sox fan, you know, like Jose Ramirez of the Guardians is like a big White Sox killer. And every time I see him hit a home run against us, it just in my head it goes, it was Ramirez in the Eric Roberts voice.
So the first cop he comes across, he does the flip. He loses. Bang, shoots him. Then he goes to Merlone. I like how he wins the coin toss. Then he does another flip for the driver.
Puts his seatbelt on and just shoots the driver.
Yeah. What a plan.
You think if you have two broken legs, you'd at least be wearing a seatbelt so you don't hurt anything else. But Eric Roberts just chilling without a seatbelt.
Him put the seatbelt on, I'm like, I probably should be doing this too.
What's going on here?
So I guess that kills him. I don't know. Whatever. Fox, he's not happy about Batman spying on everybody. He's like taking a real moral stand here. Tells him he's help him, but he's quitting once this is over unless he turns the machine off. And also,
it is kind of an interesting.
They mentioned Gotham has 30 million people in it. That's absurd.
That's insane.
The New York metro area has around 20 million, and that's counting like Newark and like parts of Jersey. Like just New York City proper is like 8 million. Manhattan's 1.5. Where's 30 million people? That's bonkers.
They count New Jersey?
Yeah, I mean it's Gotham. It doesn't exist, but like are we counting?
I know.
I mean it's right across the street from or across the river from Superman's hometown. So maybe they're counting them both.
So it is kind of an interesting morals of this movie, because there's a lot of like people trying to work within the system. Like there's that Gordon line of, I work with the people that I have. There's a Joker line like in the interrogation scene of they're only as good as the world allows them to be. Yet the way to stop the Joker is by doing this big brother thing, which at the time, the Patriot Act was like a real thing in America, where people were super pissed about the government spying on us, and then tech companies came along and gave them the information anyway. But it's kind of a weird, moral of the story that Nolan is telling with this is like the way to stop the Jokers, you have to do these, really out of bounds.
Well, that's
ways.
the thing. He wants people to cross their lines and like do things that they don't want to do. Like, he's trying to get everyone, because he wants chaos. He wants people to cross over and do shit that they shouldn't be doing.
Yep.
So that's when we get the whole rest of his plan. The two ferries with the bombs on them. I like how he's just got like a penthouse overlooking it all. One of them's full of convicts, the other's civilians. And as we mentioned, they each have a detonator, and he tells them if they don't, they can blow up the other boat. But if neither does by a certain amount of time, then they both blow up.
Again, I want to know the logistics. I want to know how long it took to count all these yes/no votes. Were there some people who double voted? Were some votes double counted? It seems like some election fraud going on.
Some hanging chads.
Yeah, pregnant chads.
So, meanwhile, Harvey, he finds the last cop, and that's the one that's like, hey, they got to me early. Like, I had hospital bills because my mom or whatever.
Again, if he had saved some of the money, hospital bills are not cheap, especially if you don't have insurance. They rack up quickly.
Don't you have insurance through? It's a civil servant job. Like, don't you have pretty good insurance?
Well, it's her Bob, so.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
Medicare isn't a thing.
All I'm saying is you should have saved some of that money for those police bribes.
Probably.
Those police bribes, like those policemen were super cool with you, about to kidnap and murder Harvey Dent.
Yeah, but once their ass was on the line, I don't think any amount of money would have stopped them.
Yeah, right.
Trying to save their own bacon.
But
he makes her call Gordon's family and like lure him into a trap. He flips, she lives. He just knocks her out. So we get back to the Joker, and he's got all his hostages. Cops want to move in. Batman's like, hold on, something's fishy here. Give me 5 minutes alone. Batman breaches, finds out all the goons are actually hostages, and vice versa. They're all dressed up, which is a great plan. Like propping them up.
Do you think so? I think
really
it's
smart.
I thought that was a great plan.
Because they're looking at him from far away.
Too far away to be
and
able
they
to
have him
actually
in,
see.
Yeah.
Because then Batman, once he gets on the level, he realizes what's going on, and just him punching up the SWAT team and the Joker goons. It's really great. Really enjoy it.
Oh, love it.
Like
I just feel
pulling
like
their
for
legs
all-
out from under them when the snipers are shooting, and like it's so good.
For all of the outs that Joker has given himself in the past, this seems like one of the laziest. It's like I feel like you had better time to play in this.
I don't feel like he wanted an out this one. Like this was his last big
Swan
thing.
song.
Slash hurrah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
He wanted to turn Harvey evil and like prove that like the people would kill the other. That everyone was just as fucked up as he is, basically.
Well, it's perfect because it's the climax of the movie, so the movie needs to end anyway.
The movie needed to end, so he was cool with being caught.
Yeah.
And then we get like some more stuff on the boat, and that's when like the civilians want to blow up. They do all the voting and everything. I love that guy. He's just like that douchebag. He's just like, well, if you're not gonna do it, yeah. And then he pusses out. It's like,
And
yeah, sit down, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, you aren't gonna do shit.
There's a bunch of people in that civilian vote who 100% voted for Donald Trump.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those prisoners, they had their chance. And they chose to rob and murder. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. What about the dude who's in there for like marijuana possession?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wonder if marijuana is legal in Gotham City.
It's a misdemeanor. It's like a parking ticket. So yeah, this is all going on. Whatever. Bats, he neutralizes everybody. Goes after the Joker. Some more dogs come after him. And I love Joker with the crossbar, crowbar. Oh
yeah,
it's like he beats him like Jason Todd in Ethiopia. He's just wailing on him. That's where he kills Jason Todd.
I don't know who Jason Todd is, so I'm just gonna.
He was the second Robin, and Joker killed him.
Oh, in the comics.
Yeah, it was
brought
like
him
this
back to life.
Famous
Became
thing.
the Red Hood.
Everyone hated him as Robin, and they did like a poll at the end of the comic that you could call this number. You could vote one live and one dies, and everyone voted dies, so they killed him off.
Wow, brutal.
It's called The Death in the Family. Yeah, like super
it's really
brutal.
Great. Yeah, now he's the Red Hood, which is basically like what if Batman was Punisher? He just kills everybody. It's awesome. Anyways, convicts. Yeah, that's when Debo does his little intimidation thing, throws it out the window.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, like that shot did not look like it was going to go in. It kind of circled the rim a little bit before.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I would have
like
loved if it just like
or...
missed and then he had to like awkwardly go back over and like try again.
I mean, you guys know what I was going for. I'm just gonna throw it. Okay, you guys.
Okay, you got it.
Because that 100% did not look like it was gonna go out the window.
Yeah, and like, what if it hit the button on its way out? Like, real cavalier with that thing. Deadline passes. Batman's on his back with Joker on top of him, and we get the here we go.
We go.
Nothing.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, nothing happens. The deadline passes.
Just showed you.
Yep.
Oh, this is our scene read.
Oh boy.
We're gonna do a little quick scene read of that interaction that you were just saying, Adam. All right, you got it, Josh?
I got it. I hadn't looked at it yet.
All right.
As is per usual.
All right.
Gotta do the voices.
All right.
Ready? It. Yes, sir.
You couldn't let me go, could you? This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. You truly are incorruptible, aren't you? You won't kill me out of some misplaced sense of righteousness, and I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
You'll be abandoned in a padded cell forever.
Maybe we could share one. You know, they're doubling up the rate this city's inhabitants are losing their minds.
The city just showed you that it's full of people ready to believe in good.
Until their spirit breaks completely. Until they get a good look at the real Harvey Dent, huh? And all the heroic things he's done. You don't think I'd risk losing the battle for Gotham's soul in a fist fight with you? No, you need an ace in the hole. Mine's Harvey.
What did you do?
I took Gotham's White Knight and brought him down to our level. It wasn't hard. See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. Sometimes all it takes is a little push.
I love how he's doing it upside down, just like hanging from the 30th floor of this building.
Oh, it's great.
JP, this is why you are the actor of us. That was
amazing.
Wonderful.
He always gets the real parts.
That was worth it right there. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, it's so good, man.
Surprisingly, this movie is not over yet.
No,
I know.
Nope.
It's like Return of the King.
Yeah,
There's
seriously.
still 15 more minutes.
Times. So Yeah, so he goes to find Harvey. He's with Gordon. And this is like really fucked up. Where he's like, "Tell me which one
like,
you love
so
most."
fucked up.
Also, Gordon, man, poker face. Like,
Take the girl. She's kind of a bitch right
points
now.
the gun at two of them, and he's like, whatever. He points him at the one he loves the most. He's like, oh, freaks out. It's like, dude.
and like, he's
also,
like,
the other
Harvey's
kids saw
like,
that. Like, that sucks.
That's gonna be That's what Barbara. That's why she becomes Batgirl. My dad, he didn't love me as much as my brother.
Oh,
Dad,
my
first, you fake your death. I thought you were dead. I was crying for like 5 days. Come back. Okay, thank God. And then you choose my brother over me?
Yeah.
Not cool, Dad. Not cool.
Dick move.
See, I'd always choose the wife because you can just make more kids.
Should not have left it
I
there.
clearly don't have children. so yeah, he decides to kill the youngest son. Batman, of course, shows up. But he gets shot really quick. Just
like right in the gut.
Plan here. But he ain't dead, of course, because why would he be? He ends up saving Gordon's son, like knocks Harvey off over the edge. He falls himself, but he's fine. Harvey's dead. Mm-hmm. Batman lives. Tells Gordon that he's gotta blame him for it all. They can't blame Harvey because he's got to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Make Batman the villain.
You can be the outcast.
Yeah, not the hero Gotham needs, but the hero Gotham deserves. All that bullshit. And yeah, then Fox destroys the machine, types in his name. So fine, everyone's committed to the lie. And credits.
And the lie, we find out in the third one, the lie works for a long, long time.
It does
for like 8 years.
Yeah, till Gordon has like a guilty conscience and writes out a stupid letter.
Oh God!
Idiot.
Which for some reason people are like, hey, this dude who can't see his mouth moving is like blaming Gordon and is saying a lie, and we're gonna all totally believe him.
Yeah,
let's destroy the city.
Very okay with that.
Well, I've got a lot of trivia if you guys want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
Do it.
Oh man, so we know that in preparation for his role as the Joker, Heath Ledger hid away in a motel room for 6 weeks. He worked on his laugh, he worked on his tick, his voice, but Ledger's interpretation of the Joker's appearance was primarily based on the chaotic, disheveled look of punk rocker Sid Vicious, combined with the psychotic mannerisms of Malcolm McDowell's character Alex DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange.
I can see that.
I also love how the Joker, I don't know if he did it himself or just worked with the makeup artist, but he was like, we need to look at like the Joker is the one putting on my makeup.
Yeah, I've read that too. That was so good.
So like, without a mirror.
So it looks a little off on purpose.
And a lot of trivia bits I read, I'm kind of paraphrasing in one where they say, this was the role that, killed Heath Ledger. He was depressed. He fell into a depression. But like, Michael Jai White talked about, like, when I was working with him, he had so much fun. He was working with me as an artist, and all of his family members have come out and said, like, he had struggled with insomnia his whole life and took medicine for insomnia. And
he didn't kill himself on purpose.
No. No. It was yeah.
Christian Bale and Nolan went on like.
Oh. We lost Adam.
Oh, Christian Bale and Nolan went a real crazy run there with a lot of different movies.
Oh, man.
It was really good. But what you were saying is do you think, yeah, definitely, I never say that anything ever caused, like something like this would cause it.
Right.
But just like, do you think it kind of like maybe just a tiny bit?
I mean, maybe, but I mean,
he didn't do it on purpose, so I don't think so. Like,
well, nobody.
Yeah.
I mean,
plenty of
all the greatest of all time. I mean, well, Sid Vicious did it on purpose, but if you go to more,
if he did it on purpose, I can understand that thought process.
Like
but he just like took too much of something and like maybe
Jimi Hendrix didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, I think he was taking medication for insomnia, but then he was also on some other stuff, and it was just like.
Well, like the easiest way to not wake up is any type of sleeping pill taking more than is prescribed and then throwing alcohol in. So like And it doesn't take a lot. You could have like a couple
But if
drinks
you're, like,
and take
on
2
the border-
Ambien and never wake up again.
If you're in a band and you're on tour, and say before the tour you're on the borderline, but then you go on tour, what usually happens? And it's not to blaming the tour. You're a human being. You're an adult. You need to make choices. But that being said, it sucked, and that's what. Because I remember exactly. I was working at TGI Fridays when the news broke. And everyone, you see people like crying, and it was unusual because at that time I don't really think that people realized what a great actor he truly was. And he is, and that role definitely defines it as being awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was
100%.
Probably his first mainstream, like, people who really got
his
to see
big,
it. Like, he'd had others, but not everyone saw Brokeback Mountain. Like,
No, you're right. I happen to say that I did see A Knight's Tale and The Patriot at the movie theater.
Oh, nice.
I often think of The Knight's Tale because when Golden Years by Bowie's playing, he does this dance on his horse, and Rufus Sewell's great as the bad guy in that movie too.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yes.
Let's see here. Oh, the first 4 days of scheduled shooting resulted in no film being rolled. Instead, Christopher Nolan screened 2 movies a day for the cast and crew with a break in between. The 8 movies were Heat, Cat People, Citizen Kane, King Kong, Batman Begins, Black Sunday, A Clockwork Orange, and Stalag 17.
Yes.
I thought that's cool. So yeah, like he showed Heat to get people in that like zone.
You ever seen Cat People? That's a good movie.
Oh, never saw it.
It's awesome.
I need to see it.
Malcolm McDowell's actually in that.
Oh, nice.
So that's probably where a little bit more Clockwork Orange, getting a little bit more McDowell.
Hans Zimmer often used bizarre methods when developing his musical score, particularly with scenes with the Joker, which would involve playing piano wires with razor blades and guitar with shards of metal.
I saw that.
You can hear that.
Yeah.
Actually, throughout the Joker. We didn't talk about it, but Hans Zimmer's score is absolutely incredible.
It's incredible.
Like an all-time great score.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Like I can hear just like the Batman dun 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 dun. Like I think Hans Zimmer does an incredible job in this movie for this movie.
I loved it. Aaron Eckhart described his portrayal of Harvey Dent as simultaneously coming from and being apart from the same world as Batman. Dent is the White Knight of Gotham as opposed to the Dark Knight. His challenge was, quote, looking for the similarities and the tension between the two to find what's similar to Batman and then what's opposite to him. And then Eckhart prepared for his role by studying split personalities.
So I saw that, and I love Aaron Eckhart, and I really like him in this movie. All due respect, that's a bunch of actor bullshit. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, that's a great clip. Did you see anything? And maybe you're an actor, so maybe you notice more subtleties than I do. But like, did you notice anything in his performance that seemed like opposite of like what Bruce and/or Batman was doing? Because I get he's supposed to be the White Knight, the Dark Knight, but.
Not particularly, but I guess whatever makes him feel comfortable in his performance. It's the same reason, people do like the method bullshit, it's like whatever. Yeah, exactly.
I could see some opposites in the Bruce Wayne part because, he like doesn't, he comes off as not caring and like just like a fuck up, like dicking around while he's the straight laced, responsible one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But
like I said, I like Aaron Eckhart's performance. I think that's
doing the same thing or want the same thing, but they're going about it wildly different. He's working within the system, and Batman's working outside of it. So I can see it.
Yeah.
Again, working within the system gets half your face blown off and your fiance murdered.
Exactly.
Don't work within the system.
You should have grabbed some hockey pads.
Eat the rich.
Yeah. Even though Christopher Nolan offered her the part, Katie Holmes decided not to reprise her role as Rachel, like you had said before, opting to co-star with Diane Keaton and Queen Latifah in Mad Money that same year. Don't know if that's for sure, but get this. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Isla Fisher, Emily Blunt, and Rachel McAdams were all considered for the role before Maggie Gyllenhaal stepped in.
Ooh.
The only one I would have wanted to see was Emily Blunt.
I love Rachel McAdams too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I can see Rachel McAdams in that part, but I don't believe for one second that Katie Holmes voluntarily turned this movie down.
Turned down a fucking gigantic movie. Yeah, it's.
I mean,
I feel like there's some behind closed door shit that we
don't know.
That money movie, massive. She was on the front of the poster. She wasn't going to be on the front of the poster of this Batman movie, so she was thinking about taking that highway to the top, and guess what? It blew up right in her face.
I mean, Batman Begins wasn't like a massive, like, earth-shattering hit by any means.
No. That's true. Like, this one made the amount of money. Okay, so the whole amount of money that Batman Begins made, Dark Knight made that in like its first week or something crazy.
I think like even like 5 days.
Yeah, something like crazy like that.
This was like one of the biggest opening weekends like of all time at the time.
Ever.
And this is the one everyone thinks about when they think about that trilogy.
And now is all of that the biggest open. Okay, so you're saying the last one it did okay, and then this one's just huge right out of the gate. What was the reasoning?
Because it's better.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, of course.
Well, nobody knew it was better when it came out.
Yeah, but then people hear and talk, and you know.
Yeah, but that was like in the first week. How many people are going?
But it's also like that happens with sequels too, right? Where
true.
Like Batman Begins was good. We had heard good things. I think it had an incredible marketing campaign outside of. I don't know if you talked about this briefly.
You're right.
Or they actually like sent people like cakes with
what
like
was everybody
wires in it.
Oh, I saw that looking like bombs and stuff.
Well, critics see things early too, and you know they can like rave about it.
Yeah,
people see that.
Heath was the main thing. I was, seeing it at the movie theater. Heath was the number one thing on everybody's mind because of his past.
This had an awesome trailers though, like multiple. Awesome
great marketing. Great marketing.
But
like the very first trailer where you just hear people's voices, where you like hear a lot of Michael Caine. Some people just want to watch the world burn, and then you hear the Joker laugh at the end. Like incredible marketing. For a movie
when he passed away, nobody had seen any of this stuff yet.
Yeah. Get this. Matt Damon was offered the part of Harvey Dent, but had to turn it down because of a schedule conflict with Invictus, which was directed by Clint Eastwood, who coincidentally was considered for playing Harvey Dent in the Batman TV show in the 60s.
Ooh. Matt Damon would have done a really good job as Harvey Dent.
He would have done a fucking amazing job.
Better than Eckhart.
Yeah.
Probably. I liked Eckhart in this, though.
Yeah, wasn't Morgan Freeman in Invictus?
He was. He played Nelson Mandela.
So Morgan Freeman was able to do both movies?
Well, it's Morgan Freeman. You know?
I don't know.
We're making a lot of consolidation.
He wasn't in this a ton.
Yeah.
Freeman wasn't in this a ton either.
Yeah, true. Christopher Nolan has said that if he knew he was going to make another sequel, Harvey Dent wouldn't have died.
Well, didn't he plan on bringing back the Joker?
He was gonna. Yeah.
I mean, that line that you guys were doing, like that line reading where he says, "You and I are destined to do this forever." I think Nolan very much wanted Heath back and didn't realize what was going to happen.
I mean, you didn't kill him off for a reason, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, if you remember correctly, that ending wasn't the ending that they had in the film when he died.
Oh,
what?
Because they didn't want it to end like this huge negative. That's why he's just hanging there like that, and he's ambiguously open.
All right, guys. Last but certainly not least, body count. Body count. What do you guys think?
Guess first.
All right, so because I knew you guys talk about this, I did do some Googling, but the Googling also had.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that you can't.
Okay.
All right, you're.
All right, do you want me to disqualify? I also don't believe like what I read anyway, but I'm fine disqualifying myself.
No.
Appreciate the honesty, but.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go last then?
And it's funny you said that because I do this show and I'm always caught off guard when he asks me this question, and he asks it every single time.
I also don't believe what I read because I think they miscounted some stuff, but I'm fine going last.
378.
Yeah. Okay.
378.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't even know how to gauge this. Like the ones we actually see, maybe like
it's It's
12?
less than 100. It's less than 100. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's less than 50. I'll tell you that.
That's
It's
what
less than 50.
with 12.
Oh yeah. See, so what I read was 63, but I also think that's why I said like I think they thought the William Fichtner got poisoned, which was like I don't think that's.
Yeah. Then like I don't know if anyone is in the hospital still. Like,
that's what I was thinking. The hospital.
The jail blew up 100%, and like I don't think anyone blew up in the hospital. Like, but maybe
I don't think
like,
so
there's a lonely Jane. But people in like the jail cell totally died.
Hospital.
They don't really.
So what do you think? What do you think?
What I saw was 63.
Aside, 63. So it on IMDb. It says 36 with Joker killing 34 of them.
And Harvey Dent being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. I think that's probably about right. That we actually see, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Who murders the last person? Oh, the Gamble? I feel like two of Gamble's, like one guy had to kill two others. So that's already... I don't know. I don't think that.
I don't know. I don't know, but I just like I default to IMDb. I'm like, okay, but that's it, guys.
I think 30 to 50 is probably.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, this was so awesome. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you for bringing like so many great points of view and facts and opinions and logistical questions.
Hey, we love getting together.
Yeah.
We always have a blast.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dark Knight is, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, same.
Like I nitpick it because I love it. Like I don't really have like that many faults with it. I'm just kind of talking shit for a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And you love it, so you got to question it.
Yeah, it's not fun to just be like, this was great. This was great. This was great. Who cares?
Nope.
Which, by the way, it is for this. Like,
of course it is.
Like,
but that's not interesting.
I do love it. I was like,
and we always like having people on that love truly love something. Like this isn't the case, but even other things that like we don't give a shit about. But if we'll have someone on who does, like I love having someone who like, truly cares about something.
Exactly.
This movie's great. Like I could talk about this movie all day. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity.
So
of course. Yeah, no problem.
To talk about this movie.
Can you guys let us know where people can find what you're doing and any socials or anything like that?
You can find us at the Hookup 18. Always on a Twitter. Good time. I also have a musical podcast on episode 9, The Double Groove. You can check that out too. We got Adam.
Yeah, definitely check out Tony and my podcast. We talk some shit, but we're just having a good time. It's the Hookup on Film. You can find the Hookup on Film on Spotify, on Apple, and on Amazon. You can also follow us on Twitter, as Tony said, at the Hookup 18. Tony got his Twitter handle suspended today. So
I'm currently right now going to court. I'm fighting this, and I'm not letting down a battle.
By the way, Tony does not
honestly post. This is a result of 9 months ago. I got banned because I was goofing around with another guy, Billy Wires, on the thing, and we were just posting funny pictures. And some other guy who's been going around canceling people canceled him, and I got canceled with him. Last night, for whatever reason, I'm sitting there and I changed my Twitter handle name to that name. Within 2 minutes, I got canned. And then they told me today, because 10 months ago, this other account got canceled, that now they found me 10 months later.
Oh, geez, that's lame.
So I'm telling these people, I haven't done anything on this account ever bad. Why are you canceling me? And you don't even know that that's me.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
You're never going to get it back. They don't answer anything.
I don't. You know what the greatest thing about it is? I don't give a fuck.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
That's it.
Like, and it's funny. So like my Twitter handle is Millennial Sox because Tony and I are huge White Sox fans, and I first started my Twitter account like just to get into like White Sox Twitter. And then now that I'm into White Sox Twitter, all I do is want to talk about movies. So
well, that's how I met both of you. was through White Sox.
That's how I met.
I'm not a White Sox
Adam.
fan, but I've been weirdly accepted into your little group. I don't know how this happened, but y'all are a delight.
I owe the man that you went to school with just bringing me to you, because if he didn't bring me to you, he just sent me a message and goes, "My buddy here, he likes movies. Talk to him."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Okay, I'll talk."
You
to him.
guys put out a tweet of like, if anyone wants to come on and talk movies, and he responded. He's like, "I know a guy." So
and you
thank you, Jimmy Finicki.
You had the most badass sideburns I'd ever seen in a photo, and I'm like, "This guy's gonna I know he's gonna
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy, for putting this together.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh yeah,
so I will say follow the podcast, because one, Tony will, when he eventually gets a new handle, you can find it through there. And Tony actually runs the account, and he does a whole bunch of great movie stuff. If you're a movie fan, I would actually say follow the podcast handle and don't follow me unless you're a White Sox fan.
But I want to tell you something. Even if you're a fan of baseball, straight up, man, nobody's got more hilarious stuff to say than Adam does. So check it out. It's really worth it. Definitely worth the time.
I agree.
Nice.
So thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Of course. No problem.
Jape, why don't you hit us where you can find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. We have merch on there. We have where you could find us on all the socials, like Action Movie Book Club on Instagram or on Twitter at Action Movie BC. You can also check us out. We're posting our whole video on YouTube along with other little clips and fun stuff. Check us out on there. And yeah, this is a lot of fun. Thanks so much. On the TikTok with the kids. On the TikTok. Yeah, we're on there posting little clips from the show. We're going to start putting some other content on there too, little maybe 30-second movie reviews, fun stuff like that.
Rock and roll. Cool.
Yeah, but that's about it. Anything else?
So apparently Batman Day, like there was a Batman Day last week that we all kind of missed the boat on.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm so glad that we were able to do this, and we didn't have to wait till another Batman movie gets released, because I know you guys.
I know we were waiting, but
and that's not going to be forever. It's not going to be until like fucking 2024.
Yeah, we try to tie stuff in. And speaking of that, coming up next week, we will be doing Rogue One with a very special guest, since Andor came out, and it's awesome.
Yes, can't wait for that.
That's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Anything else?
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. It's always a blast.
Yeah, of course. This was fun.
Yes.
That's all I got, I guess, for Tony, Adam, Jape, myself. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.